Attention, the self-destruct sequence has been activated. All employees, please report to the emergency evacuation elevator. Ladies, gentlemen, and variations thereupon, this is Modern Escapism. Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Oodles, a tiny speck in the vast ocean of podcasters. Joining me today, the love of my life and Uber daddy, it's Gadget.
Hello.
Also, my brother from some udder's mudder, it's Stig.
Yo, yo, yo. I'm back, baby.
He's back. Also, my bit on the side, it's Candy.
Hello.
I thought you were going to say
My
Biggie then.
Man Friday.
And it's Uncle Knobhead, it's Biggie.
Motherfucker.
Everyone has an Uncle Knobhead.
And it's always him. How we all doing? We're all back. All of us are here. Look at
Yay.
this.
Such
Who are
a
you?
rarity these days.
Who
A
are
treat
you
for the
people?
ears, a treat for the eyes.
I'm here. Yeah, sorry I couldn't make it last week, but if you listen to this podcast long enough, you know that sometimes my kids are dickheads when it comes to getting to bed.
People are wondering why your kids are not adults yet. They've been kids
Me
for
too.
ages.
Yeah.
They've been kids for longer
Yeah.
than mine have been kids. My kids have got their own kids now. I mean, yours
just-
don't age.
You need to get them some
ridiculous.
of that fast-growing fertilizer. Wait, no, that's tomatoes.
Quick go.
Yeah, I was kind of banging my head against the desk when listening to you talk about A Better Man, Robbie Williams movie last week.
Oh, I was right in saying you'd seen that, weren't I?
Yeah, you're going, why is this? Why is this? Why is that? And I'm going, I know all these answers. I could give you all these answers, but I can't.
Well, I think you can
Too
tell us
busy
about it in the
eating
green
Joe
room.
Balls.
Yeah.
In the green room, you can go more into the monkey film because it's fascinating. But yeah,
Also-
it's
Terrible Yorkshire accent, Candy.
Oh, it's brilliant.
No.
That's how you sound to me.
she just does generic above the Pennines accent, doesn't she?
Off down duck pub. That's me.
Too many T's.
Sounds normal to me.
No.
Yeah, but what sounds normal to you is completely wrong, Candy, because people down there, they talk like that and they have their own, where to that blackbird be, I be after E kind of thing.
Cheers, drive.
I don't see what the problem is. That's the Queen's English, my babber.
It's not. The Queen's dead.
The Queen wasn't from the West Country.
She's never
Well,
been to
actually-
the West Country.
That's one of the best kept secrets of this nation. She actually was.
Really?
I thought she was
And that's
German.
why she was assassinated, because someone knew the secret.
Exactly.
Go Royals.
Go Royals, indeed. Speaking of Royals, who could deliver us the royal news? It could only be Biggie's breaking news.
You may already know, but he doesn't, because it's time for Biggie's Breaking News.
Hello. No idea why I said that. Weird. Yeah, gaming. So over to the worst kept secret, like Diddy's basement of lubrication. It's official. Nintendo Switch 2 has been revealed after months of waiting. Yes.
What
Console
do we
is
all
out.
think of how it looks?
It's out sometime this year, apparently.
It's just
Yeah,
a big
more news will be
2025 it
coming.
says.
Next,
Fine.
next 3
Nintendo-
months, I'd say.
Direct on the 2nd of April, we'll have more.
It's just the same but bigger, isn't it? From what I understand, like looks wise.
Do you think they've gone for more adult Steam Decky? I think they have.
It's got a little bit of a Steam Decky Legion Ghoul kind of look
Yeah.
to it.
It just looks more adult. It's as if they're saying, remember the Switch? And it was a toy. This is not a toy.
I do like the change of the Joy-Cons where they're like match colour with the console, but then you've got the inside bit as the red and blue bit.
Pretty, innit?
Yeah, I like
bit
that.
of design. Nice bit of design.
I like clicking in and sliding, because the sliding sometimes. I know, Gadget, you were saying that, like kids are going to fuck that up. I don't think they will. They're the worst with sliding them on. because they put them in the wrong way around, or they ram them in like the.
Do you know what? And Stig will back me up on this as well, and Biggie will. Do you know what kids are worse at? Plugging phones in, chargers.
Mm.
And then playing on the phone with the chargers, and then resting the charger on the belly.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no, I hate
And
that.
it twists the charger around and breaks the port.
Yeah. Already
And
got
yank the
shit
phone
for
off it as well without
yeah,
pulling it.
pull the
properly.
phone, just run with the phone in their hand.
Yeah. The only thing, anyway, the Switch. The only thing I'm kind of I thought that the reveal was really lackluster, and it felt very
Rushed.
damage control
It
because
was damage
stuff had
control
been
without a
leaked.
doubt. Yeah.
They
It's
were
like,
scared of
we've
my
got
leaks.
Nintendo Direct on a certain date, so what we'll do is we're just going to drop this randomly. I was like, oh, okay, that's a bit disappointing.
Even the music was a bit like, oh.
Yeah.
There was no
I mean, I
like,
guess
fanfare.
it showed a few things, didn't it? Oh, fucking hell. Sorry. I don't know whether you could hear that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, good. It sounded like your belly were rumbling.
I clicked on something. I was just quickly looking up something regarding the news, and it just started playing an advert. But it was coming out of my speakers, not my headset. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, it showed a few things, didn't it? Like it looks as though there's going to be like a mouse capability.
Yeah.
Yes. And it also,
which-
the actual analogs are proper analogs.
They're even better than the Hall effect ones.
Yes.
To avoid stick
That's
drift,
what we want.
because they're the ones that kind of held in place magnetically rather than being micro switches.
Yeah. Which is way better. There's no little elastic band in there, is there? Anything?
Or anything to get dirt trapped in there, which is cause stick drift. The mouse thing's interesting. It makes me think that they're going to bring back Mario Paint at some point.
Yes, or some kind of like creative suite.
Yeah. God, imagine getting Photoshop on your Switch.
Imagine if it launches with Photoshop. That'd be pretty cool. You can't, because it's still going to be it's an 8-inch touchscreen as well.
Yeah, it's still LCD apparently.
LCD, because that lets them do a Pro though, doesn't it?
Yeah, but also it keeps the price down initially.
Yeah, of course it does. And what do you think? Because Stig's like, he's suspicious of the Mario Kart we saw.
Well, it's Mario Kart 8 Pro Deluxe Extra. That's all it is.
I'm
It looked like
suspicious of
9
it
to me.
because it just doesn't look.
Doesn't look better.
I mean, it's just it could just be them just going, look, here's a glimpse. There's
He wanted it to
Mario
look like
Kart.
Need for Speed Underground with Mario in it.
But it doesn't look any better. It doesn't look like. It doesn't look like anything new. That's my only kind of.
Yeah, but did you see that there was 24 spaces on the race lineup?
Yeah, but
So
I'm
up to
worried that
24
this
players.
is just. I'm worried that this is just going to be an update for Mario Kart
probably-
8 Deluxe.
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
not like the
I
cat.
thought you were going to be happy with that announcement.
I'm not happy that just shoving
He's
a random
skeptical
clip at the
about
end
it.
of a random trailer with no details of what it is, whether it is Mario Kart 9 or whether it's just a new map and an update for 8.
It looked
I
like an
want a new
open world
Mario.
map.
Get a new Mario. It's not what I want.
It's nothing to do with that, Biggie. It's that
I
we
know,
have
I
no
know, it's
idea what it
fine,
is.
You don't know what Switch is,
Do
Biggie.
you
You've never
imagine
touched
they
one.
showed a PlayStation
I
6,
don't-
right?
you're
You
right.
imagine they showed a PlayStation 6 and they showed a glimpse of God of War, right? And everyone was, oh, it's got the next God of War film. And then it came out and they went, actually, it's just some DLC.
Yeah, it's just some DLC. We knocked up a new map for you.
Yeah, like...
Yeah,
Wait,
you're right, mate, you're right.
It's also Mario Kart 8 has kind of been the butt of the joke for a long time because that came out on the Wii fucking
Yeah.
U.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Like, if it's them just going, this is Mario Kart 9, fucking brilliant. All for it. I will love it. Like, I'm sure it would be brilliant.
Yeah.
But I was just a bit like, if I'm going to get a new Mario Kart 9, I want to be sat watching a Nintendo Direct and they go, one more thing. And here's Mario Kart 9.
I agree with you, mate. A little bit of fanfare, a little bit of hype.
So they
Exactly.
Yeah.
so they said there'll be more
So
details.
do you think it's down to the leaks?
Well, it is down to the
It is
leaks.
the
It's just
leaks. It
because
is
people have
100%.
seen what the designs are already. So it's just like, oh, this video that they put out will have been part of the Direct coming out in April.
Yeah.
And they've just put that out. So April will be the price of it when it's coming out.
We'll see
the
someone
launch
at a
games.
basketball court playing it.
On a roof at a party.
Yeah, we'll see all that bit.
Which, you know, is how everybody's always played their Switch.
Yeah.
Cool rooftop parties.
On the train.
Yeah.
Never stops. Never stops.
I bet you, in the several years that the Switch has been out, not a single person has played on a rooftop that's got a basketball court on that party. Not a single person has done that.
What, playing NBA 2K, whatever it was?
Or so no one has rocked up to a party and goes, "Hey, let's play 1-2 Switch together."
Yeah, why not? Oh my god, this
1-2
party's
Switch
lit.
is the kind of game that you play on Boxing Day with your
You're so
family to
lame.
show your mum the Switch.
If you're taking a Switch to a party and expecting everyone to play, they're one of those parties where none of us drink. We don't drink.
But I just got
We don't
arms.
drink.
Let's do
Yeah,
boxing.
Oh my god. Ugh, fuck off.
Do you want to fuck? No, I just want to finish this level I'm on, actually.
Is that what you do at parties? Fuck.
Biggie's off to his
Parties,
fuck
yeah,
parties.
Seriously, when you go to Biggie's house, there are so many fish bowls around. And no fish in them.
It looks the type.
But yeah, back to Switch again.
Speaking of switching,
What do we think the price is? Gadget said $399 from day one.
$399.
Yeah, I think because
I think $375.
the original Switch launched.
$374.99.
The original
$374.99. Yeah.
The original Switch launched at $279, and then the OLED was $329.
And this is going to cost way more to produce.
This is going to cost way more to produce, so I think $399, and I don't think that's too bad a price. I mean, you can get a Steam Deck
No.
for that price.
I'm going 370.
So, but it's definitely going to be a lot more expensive than the original Switch.
I really. It's,
What
it's,
ab-
down, it's, down, it's down to its opening lineup, really, for me.
Yeah.
But I know I can play my vast Switch library now.
Yeah,
Vast.
because
Apart from Labo games.
but no
Who
one wants to
cares?
play Labo games. Yeah, they confirmed it's backwards compatible both on software and cartridge, which means the new cartridge is going to be the
Amazing.
same shape.
Yeah.
It's got to have a better launch lineup than the original Switch, because the original Switch had Breath of the Wild and 1-2 Switch, and that was it.
Yeah, that would dire. Everyone just had
Yeah,
Breath of the Wild.
Wild's pretty
No, but everyone
great.
just had that.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. You had like 2 or 3 games on
Two
launch,
choices, yeah.
and you didn't get
But is
like
that
another.
them, do you think that's... Sorry, do you think it was them just saying it's going to launch Mario Kart 9?
I think so.
It should, if not Mario Kart 9, then the next kind of Mario, the next 3D Mario game.
Odyssey
I
2.
think it's going to be a fucking update for 8 as a launch. I still can't get that out of my head that they're just going to go...
Because you don't trust
Mario
them. You've
Kart
been
9
burnt
is coming,
before.
but,
You know,
but for now...
Do you not remember
remember that time when we got-
direct where they said now some Mario Kart news, and you were like, yeah, no, it's DLC.
It's just old maps.
do you know what? Almost every Nintendo console should launch with Mario Kart and Mario at the very least. Like they're staples of the console.
Yeah.
It's what I'd buy first if there was a lineup.
So you three getting one?
I
I
am.
don't think Candy would. You're not interested, are you, Candy?
Not really.
At some
I've
point,
got some.
but it
I'll
depends
have
on-
some money left over on the moving house budget to get one. So,
Depends on the lineup and when stuff's coming out. If they were like, oh, this is coming, but it's not coming. If this is going to launch in say May, and then they say, but Mario Kart or something won't come till December.
oh, it won't. It won't be day one for me.
Yeah.
It'll be Christmas. It'll be Christmas.
Yeah. it
I
depends
never
when
get anything
games-
day one
Honestly,
ever.
I'm probably not going to get one. I haven't played my own Switch for about nearly 2 years now. No, not
Lend
that
it,
long.
mate.
And do you
I've
guys
only
have
got- I've
a
only got a light.
backlog? Do you have a backlog, or would you just be like interested in the new stuff that's coming up?
It would be for me to pick one up. It would be depending on new games coming out, because most of the games that I would play on the Switch are ones I can get on PC or on the Steam Deck.
Cheaper.
Like
A lot
there aren't that
cheaper.
many first-party Nintendo games I'm interested in. Like I'm not going to play Mario Strikers or
Imagine this still like it launches with Silk Song as an exclusive.
well.
Fucking
There
mad,
has been
that one.
Team Cherry have been hinting things
Yeah, I
that
know they
imply
have.
something on the 2nd of April, which is when this
No, 'cause
direct
it's coming
is.
to Game Pass. They've already said it's coming to Game Pass.
They're guaranteed that it's coming to
Yeah.
Game Pass.
It's just DLC for Hollow Knight.
I'm fine with that.
I'll
More
take
Hollow
it.
Knight's
I'll take it.
Yeah,
more
I mean,
Hollow
I'll
Knight's
take
good
that,
Hollow
but-
Knight.
I'm putting it down. Silk Song's coming out this year. It's got to be.
Yep, me too.
If it doesn't, my 2026 goal will be to fly down to Australia and start punching until I find the right people to punch.
Or at least help them finish it.
Guys, what do you need? Tell me what you need.
He wants to colour it in.
What can I do to get this game that you announced 6 years ago?
I can draw, I can write, I can code. I'm here.
And if you don't need my help, I'm going to start punching. It's a hostile takeover in the most brutal of terms.
So yeah, I think I'm definitely a shoo-in for this, but it'll be Christmas this year.
My other concern is that I think Nintendo are probably going to start doing £70 games.
It wouldn't surprise me.
They've been the holdout so far, but there's been a couple. Like I think that
Breath of the Wild, £60.
Breath of the Wild was £60. Echoes of Wisdom was £60. Normally, that like up until this point, they've kind of kept them at 50.
Yeah.
But the first party games are now starting to creep up to 60. I think
usually
they'll start
the
doing
ones
70.
that you can purchase with the voucher scheme, they're the £60 games, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it would not. But there is heavily strong rumours from the guy that said the leak was coming out that week that Resident Evil 4 remake's launching with the new Switch as well.
I mean, if it can run Resi 4 remake, great. I mean,
that's what everyone's saying. That's going to be Capcom's first.
The RE engine worked really well on the Switch because I remember playing Monster Hunter Rise and it looking like a PS4 game.
That's the beauty of the RE engine. It adapts to its surroundings perfectly.
It's the perfect organism.
It is. So that'll be nice. That'll be even though some I've played a million times and Gadget's just played it. It's like
still playing it. More on that later.
Still playing it. Yeah. It's just that's going to be the first barometer of it. And they're also saying Metal Gear Delta's going to run on it, which is wild when you think about it.
You sure?
I know. I thought that. Yeah. There's same people. All these rumor mill.
A Fox engine needs a lot behind. I don't see that happening. I could see Metal Gear 5 running on it.
I can. Yeah, 5.
Because Nintendo always tend to be about a gen behind. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Nintendo tend to be a gen behind with tech.
But we'll see. But I'm excited. It's nice to know a new Nintendo's coming this year. It's exciting to me. I'm a big Nintendo fanboy.
It's the first time they've never done a new design, though. I think. Do you think this is it? Do you think this is them going, the Switch is literally... It works for us, and we're just going to do new iterations of the Switch going forward.
Do you know what I was worried about me? Like, before all this Switch 2 was coming out, the Super Switch, I was like, what if they just think, we're Nintendo, we're going headstrong into VR and only VR? I just shit myself. I don't know what I'd have done.
We're bringing back the Virtual Boy.
Yeah, this one's on a desk still. Oh, God.
We're launching the VU.
Yeah.
I think the Switch is here to stay kind of permanently because what they've realised is they don't have to maintain two ecosystems because they always had a handheld and a home console.
Yep. They've got both now.
It sells like fucking hotcakes. They've made the sensible decision to make it backwards compatible so everyone can move over their Animal Crossing islands and keep going.
It's beautiful.
And their in-house developers are fucking wizards because I still maintain that Mario Odyssey, which came out in 2017, is one of the best looking games ever made.
It looks incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's on a Switch.
So does Galaxy, and that came out in the mid-2000s. It's just Mario. They just make them look fantastic.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The wizards bit, like, my phone is more powerful than a Switch, you know?
Yeah.
So
what I can say to the listeners as well, I will be selling my Switch Lite for about £50 to a friend. Mates rates. £50 to go towards a good game. So I'm not going to get much for a Switch Lite nowadays.
Now everything's an Xbox. You could probably play Game Pass on it.
Probably. Hey, that wouldn't be bad. But yeah, let's leave the Switch chat. I know it's exciting and stuff, but let's move on. Some of us on this podcast will be getting it. That's all you need to know. It's definitely going to be me. Next.
More fallout from the plane crash that was Concorde. Sony is reportedly cancelling other projects, including a God of War live service game. Yes,
Good.
Previously the word coming from Sony was that all the importance of live service games is a future strategy, but it's now, and it had plans to launch more than 10 live service games by the 2025 fiscal year, which, if you're not aware, ends March 31st, 2026. But a new Bloomberg report has revealed that following a recent review, PlayStation has cancelled 2 unannounced live service games in development as subsidiaries Bend Studio and Bluepoint Games.
Bend made my beloved Days Gone.
They also made Siphon Filter if you go back far enough.
Yeah, I love Siphon. Yeah, I loved Siphon Filter.
Okay, so let's get to this. What the fuck would a live service God of War game look like?
Yeah.
I know, it's such a weird
It'd be like a fucking
decision.
MOBA or something.
Arena shooter running around.
Yeah,
There's God of
running
War
around.
characters, probably.
Or
Trying to capture bases and stuff.
But it's not
Also-
going to be an MMO, is it? Because that would have taken a decade to develop.
Yeah, it's disappointing in the sense that it's disappointing to hear that this was one of the directions they were going.
Yeah, that's very disappointing to hear.
I'm not disappointed that the games are cancelled and they're going to focus on something else, but it's disappointing that they thought, yeah, this is what we need to do, more of this.
This is the future.
If Concord failing was the price that had to be paid,
the necessary sacrifice
to wake them up, then yeah, well, thank you, Concord.
Have you still got your copy, Candy?
Yeah. Sitting up
I
there,
salute
don't know
you.
if can see it.
Yes.
So listen to this list. I'm just going to run through this. The Last of Us multiplayer. Marvel Spider-Man The Great Web. London Studio live service game. Twisted Metal. Payback Project from Bungie. Concord. Live service game from Ben's Studio. Live service God of War game from Bluepoint. Fair Game or Games. Marathon and Horizon Online. And the only one that's actually done anything is Helldivers 2.
Well,
That is a shit list.
Fair Games and Marathon are still in production, and the Horizon one hasn't been announced, but people are expecting it.
I am predicting Marathon to be the next Concord, though.
Yeah, it's got that kind of title, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's so frustrating because the original Marathon games were what inspired...
Weren't the single-player FPS games?
Single-player FPS on a creepy alien space station, a little bit like System Shock, but less of the not live service, immersive sim stuff. It was more just a shooter.
No puzzles.
Some puzzle, but in the same way Doom had puzzles, that kind of puzzle.
Yeah, keycards.
Yeah, but it was the experience from that which is what led Bungie to create Halo. And
And we love Halo.
Those 3 Marathon games were fucking excellent. And I'm fucked off that they brought back, hey, we'll bring back Marathon, we'll make it an extraction shooter and we'll put it in a live service and we'll give them loot boxes and skins.
Extraction shooters? Oh my god. That's what we want. Fucking hell.
Do you remember how devastated it was when we did that talks over when it was announced in 2023 and then they go, live service extraction shooter, and it was like, I thought I'd had a stroke.
Because it had a really like cool retro futurism colour splash.
Yes. Oh, the art.
It looked cool.
Art design was great. In the same way that the art design for Concord was fucking great, and look what happened to that.
Yeah, it looked great. it's fucking shite. And Candy will never know because she will never unseal that antiquity.
Absolutely not. There's going to be dust on it, the whole lot.
You'll be on the
That's going
Antiques
to flog
Roadshow
for
in your 90s.
£1,000 in 10 years' time.
10 years, that's all I'm waiting.
Yeah, £1,000.
Did just very briefly, did Bungie ever, or even Sony now, did they ever announce sort of how much money Destiny's actually made as a
quid?
game? Like, has it been the success that they wanted it to be? Because that's like one of the big sort of live service games.
They definitely did the 10-year plan, didn't they? They beat that.
Yeah.
Kept going for its 10-year plan.
So there's like Steam revenue counters. There's not been anything official, but Bungie did say, so 2023, fiscal year 2023, so up to March last year, that was about a year past their being bought by Sony. Their revenue was down 45% for that fiscal year.
So I bet they're just keeping lights on and they've got rid of canteen in their studio.
Yeah.
Bring your own packed lunch, guys. We've got no money left.
And even then, like on Steam, it looks like Destiny 2 Lightfall, so that synthwave DLC that was out last year.
Yeah.
I never heard anything about.
Yeah, that only made like $9 million in revenue on Steam.
Fuck.
Which seems quite low.
Fuck.
It's mad, isn't it, that they had this 10-year plan that I don't know what they...
It's because they thought the trend of gaming would be that. No one knew that Fortnite was going to come and destroy everything. Nobody knew.
To be fair, Destiny 1 and 2 together were functional for 10 years.
Solid package.
Yeah, they finished the story last year in 2024 and it came out in 2014. So
it was the last light, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We sadly...
No, Final Shape, wasn't it?
Final Shape, that was it, yeah. It was Lightfall then Final Shape.
Fuck knows, man. Last thing I did was the Red War. It's the last thing I did. But yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'm glad these live services have been destroyed and cowgunned. That's what we want.
But also glad that Helldivers is still performing well.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, cancellations, Rockstar shuts down ambitious mod that GTA 4's Liberty City that put GTA 4's Liberty City in GTA 5. Just weeks after publicly releasing the Liberty City Preservation Project, an ambitious mod adding a playable version of the whole map to GTA 5. Its developers have confirmed the project is being taken down following conversations with Rockstar Games.
I know people put a lot of effort into these mods and stuff like that, but
I looked at the trailer and it looked banging.
No, but how much fun would you have from just driving around another city when GTA's got a big city there anyway?
Well, so it would have been using private servers in multiplayer.
Oh, right. So it weren't just like, here's a mod, drive around.
Yeah. The problem is they ripped assets from GTA 4, which are copyrighted.
Of course, yeah, of course.
And, like, they're not really... Like, modding in GTA 5 is weird because it is a live service game. It kind of puts you afoul of a lot of kind of the terms of service
Cheats
stuff. And you get shut down for being a cheater. Like, if you want to mod, like, single-player stuff... put stupid characters in it, you tend to have to go offline and you tend to end up also getting your account banned because you have to use scripts to do it. So I saw the trailer. The trailer's fantastic. Really, a lot of effort was put into it. None of this shocks me.
No. And that's the thing. They put I don't know how many years they've been doing it for, but it just feels like all that effort and you know it's going to be shut down at the end of it. Nintendo, just as bad.
It reminds me of all the effort they did with Fallout London or whatever it was called.
Yeah, that came out though. That was an authorized
it came
mod.
out, but
that was official.
It's like there's no song and dance on it. You know what I mean? I know these are projects of love, and these people are doing it in the spare time. That's why it takes so long. But I think it's a shame that all that effort has gone to waste. When if you can mod thing and you know how to do it, make your own studio and make a game.
Yeah, right.
Well,
exactly.
The thing is,
that's how I see it.
For a mod
make some money.
For a mod like this, which you know is going to be cease and desisted pretty quickly, announcing it before it's finished is a stupid idea because they'll just get you shut down. What you need to do is finish it, put your trailer up, and release it out to the internet because you can't kill the internet when it's out there. It's out there.
Stealth drop it, bang.
Yeah, exactly. But
do they not rely on like Kickstarters and
a lot of them do,
crowdfunding and stuff?
No.
So they would have to release kind of something maybe.
It would be doing it.
They're not allowed to make money.
They're not allowed to make money.
Donation only, wouldn't it?
Be donations for their time as opposed to making money from it. So.
This is what I'm saying. I'm sure you agree that these people, these really skilled people, could make their own games.
Probably could. Probably got no interest in it. They probably just like modding stuff.
I guess. Assets are already there, aren't there, and stuff like that. It's a shame, but who cares? GTA 6 is coming out this year. You know what I mean? Who cares? Who cares? Next.
Well, speaking of modders, Doom is now playable inside a PDF.
Yeah. I've seen that. It's good.
Well, add that to the list of can it run Doom?
I've seen that guy playing it on his vape mod. That's my favourite.
Yeah. The pregnancy test is still my favourite.
Yeah, that's my favourite.
Or wasn't there some... you could play it on some microbes or some germs or something?
Yep. Yeah.
Well, I'm waiting for them to say that you can do it on STD. That would be interesting.
It's probably already out there. Oh, sorry, son, you've got Doom. Yes! You've got Doom. You never know. Always wrap your tool. You've got BSG.
What's the worst one? Is it that game? Was it Katana? Was that the one that didn't do so well?
Katana, yeah.
What was that other one? Yeah.
Daikatana.
You've got Katana.
Daikatana, yeah.
Daikatana.
Yeah.
It's even worse.
Oh no, I've got Daikatana. I'm definitely going to die.
Oh no, it's developing into Quake.
Oh no, I've got Power Slave. Now that's a deep cut.
That is a deep cut. Great game, great album as well.
It is, yeah.
Oh shit, son, you got Concord.
Oh no, that's the worst. That's the worst.
Terminal.
You've got Terminal Concord.
Off to Dignitas.
Oh dear. Oh well, congratulations, Doom. You've done it again. Next.
Over to the world of film and TV. I've got a massive list of BAFTA nominations that snuck in this week. How do you want me to do this? 'Cause I feel like
he doesn't know what the main ones are.
Shut up. Best film. Honora the Brutalist, Complete Unknown, Conclave, and Emilia Perez. Very similar lists to the last one, to be fair.
I will watch
Emilia Perez.
I will watch that because
I've watched it. I've watched that song, the Sex Change song.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? The fuck is that? What am I missing here? Because everyone's like, oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna watch this film because it's gonna end up getting all over the Oscars, and yeah, I haven't heard anyone.
They're all like,
Say
"She's a
that-
new vagina."
I've not like heard anyone say that it's like amazing. There's people who said they found it all right and it was decent in places.
But it's getting
yeah.
nods everywhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I have to watch it. I'll report back on here. It's just finding the time for me to sit down and go, right, I'm gonna watch this foreign language
I want to watch
film,
it because people on the
musical.
internet are kicking off saying, "This is the most DEI I've ever seen." And I'm like, I'm going to watch it now because you've said that. Because you've said that, motherfucker. And I'm going to love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Conclave, though, it's got loads of nominations. It's got like 10 nominations. That's great.
I can't wait to watch that. I can't wait.
More on that later.
Yeah, that's great.
not.
Great film. Yeah, the others, I'll get round to. Brutalist isn't even out yet in the UK, so I can't even
I know,
watch
but that
yet.
looks good as well.
It's like 3.5 hours long or something.
I know. Of Adrian Brody.
Outstanding British film. We have Bird, Blitz, Conclave, Gladiator 2, Hard Truths, Kneecap, Lee, Love Lies Bleeding, The Outrun, and Wallace and Gromit: Vengeance Most Foul.
I think Love Lies Bleeding is going to get that.
I'm just happy Wallace and Gromit's been nominated.
It always does, doesn't it, usually?
No, because they normally get short film for their stuff.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
I think Conclave is going to...
You think it's going to be a sweep?
It's such a BAFTA film.
Yeah. Men talking.
Men
Yeah.
talking in opulence.
Yeah, in
Oh,
beautiful
can't wait to watch
costumes and with brilliant actors. Yeah, it's BAFTA through and through.
It's got Ray Fiennes in it. BAFTA.
Yeah.
No.
Well, speaking of leading actor, surprisingly, Ralph Fiennes is in there for the list
Ray
of Conclave.
Fiennes. You got his name completely wrong there.
Ray Fiennes.
Fiennes. Right,
You said Ralph Fiennes.
Do you know what? Because it says Ralph, and I've got a dog called Ralph, and it just makes me think of Ralph.
Oh, yeah. Well, start calling your dog Rafe, please.
Rafe, come here. And the actor turns up. Adrian Brody, The Brutalist.
Yep.
Timothy Chalamet, A Complete Unknown. Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing.
He's always good.
Hugh Grant for The Heretic. And Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice.
I'm glad he's getting noms for that as well because he's so good as Trump.
No arguments from me with them. I haven't seen most of them, but they're all actors I like. So
Leading actress, Cynthia Erivo. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yep,
Erivo?
yep.
Wicked.
Alphabet.
Carla Sofia Gasson for Emilia Perez. Marianne Jean-Baptiste for Hard Truths. Mickey Madison for Honora. Demi Moore for The Substance. And I never get this right. Suarez?
Saoirse Ronan.
Thank you for The Outrun, Saoirse.
Suarez.
Suarez. Have you met my fellow actor, Ralph?
I need to get his watch because I'm looking at when I saw the Outrun when it first got announced, it's Saoirse Ronan doing a drug rehabilitation film. I was like, yeah, all in on that.
Yeah, I'm in on that as well.
Yeah, just waiting for it to come out so I can watch it at home because I didn't get time at the cinema. And Honora's meant to be incredible.
Yeah,
So
it's supposed to be good.
It's I'm just looking through all the nominations. You can tell it's been an absolutely stacked year for films when Wicked's only got a handful of noms.
what annoys me though is it's a lot of recency bias. They don't. It's like
they don't remember things from ages
they
ago.
don't remember
do they?
things. They're just forgetting about Dune completely. Dune 2 is just
Villeneuve's
got a few, but-
Villeneuve's up for Best Director.
He's a great director.
Which is
I wonder how
better than the
good-
Golden Globes.
I wonder how good Timothy Chalamet is in this Bob Dylan film because I thought it was amazing in Dune 2.
From what I've seen from the trailers, he seems to have
what
gone
I liked
down.
what I like about Dune 2 as well is his Paul Atreides has so much character growth. And you rarely see that in an immediate sequel.
It's that moment of power in the temple.
Yeah.
That's the bit which seals it from him being a good actor playing a dull character to him
I agree.
becoming the leader of the Fremen.
When you compare and contrast to Kyle MacLachlan, that's acting.
Cal MacLachlan had a lot of cocaine. It's just there was so much cocaine on that set.
Yeah.
That's what the jeans were made out of.
Going back to one you mentioned before, I think it was like outstanding British film. It ain't gonna win it, but I'd love Kneecap to win it.
Is that the island one?
You told me to watch that.
The Irish like rap group one. It's so good. Genuinely one of the best films I watched last year. Everyone needs to see it. It's on Prime.
He's on my list.
Fantastic. And considering the lads play themselves in it, and none of them have ever done any acting before, you'd never guess. They're just playing themselves, and it's up for editing as well, and I can see why, because it's really good. It's really
shot well.
good. Yeah. And I'm glad it actually is getting its BAFTA recognition, because at one point they got the funding stripped from them because they were anti-monarch and anti-British government.
A very Tory.
Is that why we don't get paid very much?
But then they got it, but they got that money back if they took them. They took like the funding arts or something to college, to courts. Can't remember the ins and outs of the actual thing, but
their argument was essentially this money is to make art. Art can be controversial, and that's kind of what got them in. And it was because the Tories didn't want a thing set up by the government to give money to people who cosplay as the IRA.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Just honestly, Oodles, you watch it, you'll love it.
You'll
love it.
I've got half of this week off, so I'm gonna a lot of stuff down house, fruit day, and on a night I'm gonna watch films. So that's gonna be.
There's a head-to-head on the documentaries: Super Man and Will and Harper. Lots of
Man for me.
So good.
I've seen them both. I would say Super Man.
Is that
really
is that worth it then? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Biggie?
Is that it? Are we?
We'll move
To
on.
you, mate. Your news.
All right. Film and TV. The ultimate. We have been in film and TV. I don't know why I'm saying that again. Welcome to film and TV again. The Until Dawn movie trailer has unleashed the Wendigo in David F. Sandberg's time loop horror. Right. So to get around the weird gimmick about the game, about how you have the multiple choice.
Just made up a film that has nothing to do with the game.
Did you notice that? And this is a spoiler for the game, right? In this film, that clown's killing everyone. In the game, the clown kills nobody.
No, he just chases.
I've watched the
Rami
trailer.
Malek, isn't it?
I've read the synopsis. All they've done is take the name. That's literally it.
It's not. It's
and
not.
Peter Stormare. They put Peter Stormare in it.
Yeah, but Peter Stormare was the player's psychologist. In this, he's just behind.
And it's using the hourglass. Hourglass, as the logo.
I don't like this.
I'm just watching the trailer now because I haven't actually seen it, but it's got cheap horror written all over it. Cheap teen horror.
It's just got the look of the game rather than the actual story, because the story's quite ingenious. And again, spoiling for an oldish game now. The story's about how someone's trying to scare people and then something real actually happens.
Yeah.
And that's what this isn't.
I actually quite like the idea of like this kind of Groundhog Day murder thing. But
it didn't have to be Until Dawn.
It's not Until Dawn. And then I was like, originally we were kind of, what's the point of doing Until Dawn? Like, what? You can't. It would just be that story, but then
that game
director
has
chooses who dies rather than the player, so it's pointless.
That game has a put the controller down mode. You know that, don't you? You can just watch it.
Yeah.
I think they all do, don't they?
Yeah. You can just watch it. You can literally choose the endings you want and stuff like that. So this doesn't need a film. It's a film.
I mean, I guess it saves you about 25 hours, maybe.
Yes, because it's a long film.
So
Until Dawn is surprisingly a long game as well.
So what I'm getting from this trailer is that they've got five attractive 30-year-olds to play teenagers.
Yes.
And they didn't have the budget for a wider cast, so what they're doing is doing a time loop thing to kill them over and over again, because they had a lot of ideas for kills.
Yes.
So it looks shite.
It's not Until Dawn. So what you're saying there, Gadget, is it's not Until Dawn.
It's not Until Dawn, because Until Dawn was all the butterfly effect.
Until Dawn, but then it just got wildly out of like the budget would get massive. I just thought, imagine a film where your experience, I could go see this film and my experience is completely different to say Candy's, because hers is edited in a way where one character's killed at the beginning, but mine survives
Do you know
the whole thing.
It's funny you say that.
But imagine them having to piece that together and make it work. It would cost
German
a
film.
fortune.
A German film in the 90s tried this. They tried. I can't remember what. I'm gonna have to find it for you. I watched a documentary about it where this German film has like 6 or 12 beginning, middles, and ends to this film, and it's randomly mixed when you go and see it at the cinema.
Yeah.
So it's different. It was different for everyone. Turns out it was shit anyway, but it didn't
Sounds
work.
like Firefly on TV.
It was just odd.
I mean, the thing is, you
Like
could just
Star
pick,
Tours at Disney World. You get a
Similar.
different ride every time.
Yeah.
the thing is, if you wanted to make an Until Dawn movie, you could literally just take a playthrough of the game and make that the movie.
Yeah. That's
Just
what
tell
I
it
thought
from
was
start
gonna
to
be.
finish.
Yeah, it's a great story as well. I think Until Dawn's the best one they did. By
I
a
love my
massive
idea,
margin.
but it would just cost an absolute fortune. 'Cause
Oh
you
yeah, the
imagine
budget
you'd have
would
to
be out the
film-
fucking window. You'd
I
have a
think you have
tenant
to
to make the
kickstart
film.
it
The
still.
rest
Right,
of
we
it
have
you
to
know,
film. There's only 6 or 7 versions, but this guy died in this one, so we have to film the whole film without
Without
him.
him.
Then we have to film the whole film again with him.
With
so
him.
It's like,
Yeah.
it doesn't work. Because I know Brian Eno did a documentary recently, and that has over 1 million different ways of seeing it.
Has it?
Because it's Brian Eno.
Yeah.
That it's generated with different documentary and videos and music and stuff that whatever it's streaming from can it does something where every
Adapt
single
to it.
every single version of this is different, so you will never ever see the same film
That's
or
interesting.
documentary. But that's easy to do when you've got all the footage and all like
Yes.
music videos and whatever you're going to do. When you've got all that and you can piece it together, but when you actually film in a film to do like
It's
that,
just
the budget would be
impossible.
insane. Yeah.
Anyway, we probably won't go and see it. Stigmine. Next.
No, that's one I'll wait for.
M. Night Shyamalan has been sued for $81
Next.
million.
Oh, I
Okay.
thought you had a film coming out.
In copyright claim against popular Apple TV series. So he went on trial this week over allegations that he plagiarized from an independent film for his Apple TV series, Servant. The lawsuit was brought by
know he had
Italian
one.
director Francesca Gregorini, accuses Shyamalan of taking key elements from her 2013 film, The Truth About Emmanuel.
Fair enough. Take all his money. Make
I
him
like the
stop
bit at
making
the end,
films.
though. Imagine being the jury where they go, in the case, the jury will be required to watch both The Truth and Emmanuel and the first 3 episodes of Seven back to back. Imagine the man going, and you have to watch The Happening. You've also got to watch
Guilty,
The
he's
Lady in the
guilty.
Water. No!
Old.
No, not old.
So wait, the wind is the bad guy. Yes, the wind is the bad guy.
No.
It's the beach that
We all
makes
know
you old.
Mark
in that
Wahlberg's the
film
bad guy in
where-
that film.
Where Wahlberg is like trying to figure it out, and he just looks like he smelled a bad fart. He's like,
When he's watching the flowers blow towards him, he's like, "It's the air! It's the fucking air!"
it's like a scene or something. And he's looking into a house, and they see him, and he's just like, no, or something
Yeah.
like that. It's just like he's just so
Turn
bad.
the aircon off.
He's just so bad.
People are sticking
that
needles
film
in their
so
eyes and
much.
stuff. What a stupid film. Next.
Fede Alvarez wants to try something new with the Alien Romulus sequel. He wants to go into uncharted waters.
Yeah, go for it. Great.
It's just going to be a water planet.
No.
Ridley Scott wanted to do that. Didn't turn out so well.
Actually, adding on to something that we spoke about last week, I watched Romulus again last night, but I watched it in
What's the
higher
new
quality. No, well, I don't know. I watched it in higher quality, shall we say, than I did before.
You're such a pirate.
I know. That CG is fucking terrible.
I told you.
I can
There's
see
no
it when I could see it in
justifying it.
4K. Jesus Christ.
There's no justifying.
So you don't think it's
guys
been
last week
touched
were
up then
saying
at all?
there's bits where it looks fine. I'm like, there is no bits where he looks fine in it.
No, it's just that all of it looked like I could barely see any of it, so actually it didn't look so bad. But now I've seen it in 4K. Oh my God. What's those teeth? They look like wood.
You know.
Anyway, sorry, continue.
Just stuck it, if they absolutely had to use a CGI in Home, they should have just done it like Holly from Red Dwarf with like a face on a screen.
They could have literally just put anyone in a rubber mask in it a little better.
Yeah.
Fuming.
But yeah, I like the idea of Fede Alvarez taking Romulus and doing something new. Because the thing is, Ridley Scott wanted to do things new with it, but he didn't. For some inexplicable reason, he doesn't seem to have the respect for his old series, and he tried to everything looks more sci-fi in the newer films.
He doesn't have respect for any of his work.
No. Whereas I think Fede Alvarez would do something new, but still keep the spirit, because Romulus didn't really do anything new. It tied together a lot of concepts and threads from all of the Alien franchise, and it worked great. It's a fantastic film, apart from the Ian Holm thing,
And that line.
But it was a tight 1 hour 45 horror film that worked really well. And I maintain that whole sequence when they're doing 0G in the avoiding the blood.
Yeah.
That was so good. That's the tensest thing I've seen in the cinema for a long time. So I trust him. I think he can do good work. In the same way, it's like I trust the director who did Prey for his next Predator film, which is out this year, I think.
Badlands.
Yeah. So, I trust them. Let these people take these franchises and run with them and give
Let
us some
them
really
cook.
cool shit. Yeah.
Fuck, man. Stop moaning.
I mean, Alvarez managed to make the black goo make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next up, we got Ki Hu Kwan wants to play a diabolical, really bad guy, like a Bond
It's not
villain.
gonna happen.
I can't see it with him, can you?
Put him in the next Alien film as a descendant of Yutani.
That could work.
Boom. Done it. Next.
There's a trailer for the new Daredevil Born Again for Disney Plus. Anyone seen it?
Yeah, it looks mint.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
It just looks like it should.
Yeah. It's just carrying on.
exactly what you
People are like,
wanted.
how is Daredevil going to translate over to Disney? Disney have just gone, it's going to be
They've
the
just
same.
gone, do what you want.
It's going to be just as brutal. It's got all the cast back.
Yep.
They were all fantastic. Fisk is now the mayor of New York, so
More power.
please do put that into Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, I'm. Why is he not in Spider-Man yet? Come on.
I think Spider-Man's going to show up in this show at the end.
We had we had the the Daredevil cameo, the Matt Murdock cameo in Spider-Man,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we know it's
They know
there.
each other.
Yeah, well, technically not anymore.
Yeah,
but-
that's
but-
true. No one knows who he is.
But that's the timeline, and Fisk is the mayor, and I want to see Fisk and the Kingpin tussle with Spider-Man.
Yeah, me too.
I just want more action scenes like that one where he's going down the stairwell in the first series. He's got the chain and that, and he's just like absolutely wrecking bad guy after bad guy.
Yeah. I also like his Born Again suit that he's got in this. The burgundy and gold one. It's lovely.
He's
Not
got
that a
few
blind man would
suits.
care what his suit looks like.
It looks like he's got a few suits because he's got a few different coloured
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
helmets.
Then there was that bit where he's in She-Hulk as well, where he had a gold suit.
Yeah, that's his Born Again one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm look, I watched that trailer and nothing shocked me. I was just like, yep, we're carrying on. Good. There was no arguments from me. No notes. No
Please
notes.
go back to it.
I'm happy it's not 18 episodes long though, like they were
Oh,
talking
God, I
about.
hope.
Yeah. Back to being I think it's like 8 episodes or something. So
Next.
Sticking with the world of film, sadly this week we've lost the director David Lynch, who died at the age of 78.
Huge.
Big loss.
Huge. So, not many auteurs in this industry have genres named after them. Like, if
Yeah.
you say it's a Lynchian film, you go,
yeah.
I know what it means. You know what I mean? It's a Hitchcockian film. You know what that means. That's what we've lost. We've lost a visionary.
I don't think
Genius.
I don't think cinema is ever going to be so weird.
No, like you watch something like Mulholland Drive, which everyone should.
Fucking blue Velvet for me. That is the weirdest.
Blue
fucking
Velvet?
film I've
Blue
ever
Velvet,
seen.
man.
Yeah. Yeah, you watch these films, you watch Twin Peaks. he created his own genre, and there's not many that do that, and there won't be many left that can do that coming into the future. Not that, like you can say it's a Nolan-esque film. There's not many that can say that, modern directors, but Christopher Nolan can, for instance.
Tim Burton, I suppose.
Yeah, Burton-esque. But when someone says
He hasn't got the biggest body of work either, has he, really? When you look at
he's not done that much.
what he's done.
It's just
His
the
last
impact
film's like
is huge.
2006 or something. Yeah, and they
Yeah.
did the return of Twin
Twin
Peaks.
Peaks.
I think he managed to record all his dreams in a journal and went, "Yeah, let's make this into a film."
Yeah.
His films are just these weird,
the
dreamlike,
Yeah.
fucked up things, aren't there?
The thing is as
struggle
well
a little
about
bit
him.
with some of his stuff, to be honest. So
Oh yeah, you've got to watch him a few
Yeah.
times, but the thing is about him as well, he lived his life how he wanted to live. Like, he told everyone that smoking were going to kill him and he didn't care. And he did. Do you know what I mean? It's like, he lived his life how he wanted to live it, and I got
Same
mad
with his
respect
work
for...
as well. When you say that,
Yeah.
like, I can imagine any studio going, "We don't really like that," and him just going, "I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'll go somewhere else.
This is what I'm doing, and that's what my film's going to be."
Yeah.
And like, even if you don't get on with his films and you don't find them accessible, because they're not accessible to a lot of people, you
No.
kind of have to respect his actual
The craft.
work and his craft and his vision. Like, he definitely was someone who didn't. Maybe June is probably the only one where you can say that his vision was probably interfered with, which is kind
Cocaine.
of understandable.
And
And that's
Brilliant.
why it's a mess of a film.
It's but it's also weirdly
everything
his
else
most
is-
accessible film.
Yeah,
And it's also, like Candy's just alluded to, so watchable. It's so fucking watchable. It's stupid
Not necessarily
and daft.
enjoyable.
I never said that.
I enjoyed
never
it.
said
I
that.
enjoyed it.
I hated it. Honestly.
But it's
I-
watchable.
I think the thing that I liked was just kind of the designs and the weirdness of it.
Yeah.
I kind of got on board with, but everything else was just like, this is nah.
But I don't know. I don't know about. I've started watching Twin Peaks again because I got really sad by this. And
I want to give it a go. I
fuck
tried.
me,
I got
holds
3
up.
episodes in. I got 3 episodes in, and Kate was like, "No, this isn't for me." And then I just never carried on by myself.
But
so-
the new Twin Peaks, the recent Twin
Yeah.
Peaks, is phenomenal as well. But you've got to watch the old ones.
I do. I will get through the rest of his work. It's
It's really
Yeah.
sad that we've lost one of those sparkling auteurs, and relatively young. You know what I mean?
He's 78.
Relatively young. I think that's young nowadays.
Yeah, for an
You want to go
eternal.
at 78? I don't want to go at 78. I want to go at 98.
You're not living in 98. You're barely living
I know I'm
98 more
not.
seconds.
I know. He went how he wanted on a
I was
podcast.
a bit younger than that, to be honest. But then again, he started in the 70s, didn't he?
Yeah. Because, I mean, Eraserhead was his first film, and what a first film. Jesus.
Fucking what a-
Eraserhead.
Yeah.
I've seen it, but I
If-
don't remember anything about it. I saw it when I was at college.
That's
Oh,
how
you
it
should
should
No, I
Shut
be.
you
haven't
up.
seen it in years.
It is how it should be. But if you listen to this and you've not like engorged on his body of work, this is the perfect opportunity to do it. Trust me.
Definitely tried Twin Peaks.
Yeah,
Certainly.
because a lot of what we know today is Twin Peaks
I mean,
style. It's
If you enjoyed Alan Wake 1 and 2, definitely watch Twin Peaks.
Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just X-Files that got a lot from Twin Peaks. You know what I mean? That kind of simultaneously at one point there was quite a crossover on that. But yeah, it's really sad, and it's a big one. It's the biggest one we've had in ages, I think. And it just came out of nowhere, and I just saw it. I went, whoa.
Well, he had said that he was ill, and
Yes.
and apparently, unfortunately, it sounds as though the fires in LA and the air and the smoke
Didn't
and that
help.
didn't help, and it caused him issues, which led
Oh,
to
what a
his,
shame.
yeah.
But yeah, sad loss, and please do your best to remember these beautiful souls we have lost. Yeah, next.
Over to the Weird World Web. Suckable chicken noodle soup flavoured cough drops are a thing now.
Oh. This sounds like a Candyland.
Oh,
Are they,
that took me a
vegetarian
moment to
friendly?
digest myself. Suckable
Yes.
chicken soup flavoured. I'm into that.
Why?
Well, I guess you could always put just like a chicken stock in the fridge, maybe, or in the freezer.
Well,
Stuck on that.
Or
One
why don't you
foodie
lick a I've got a better plan for you, Candy. Lick a suck on a non-snugget for a second, a Werther's
A
original,
Werther's, yeah,
and then dip it in that stuff, that powder that you get in pot noodles, and then
like
put
a
it back in
Bombay
your
bad
mouth.
boy.
Put it back in your mouth.
one foodie writer said that they'd rather be sick than pop another Progresso soup drop ever again. The company did say it had sold out when it had released this. Didn't even get a chance to announce it. It sold out that quickly.
Fuck.
There will be a
Could have
fresh
used that
batch
next podcast. Or...
of soup you can suck on.
See, I'm
you
into
just,
this,
like-
right? Because when
Would
I
you suck on one of them Knorr cubes that you get? Could you
yeah,
just suck on one of them?
I'd suck
Tell you
on
Well,
what,
the
that.
actually, not
company
Knorr cubes,
says-
but like the actual like crumbly,
crumbly
ones.
one.
When you get that,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
when you're crumbling it up and you got it on your finger, you
Yeah.
just lick it off. Yeah.
The company says the chicken noodle soup flavoured drops taste like broth, savoury veggies, soft egg noodles, and a sprinkle of parsley.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Minging.
Because right, when I'm at work and I'm sick, I wear a mask, right? But I can't. If I got a sore throat, I can't use like strepsils or anything because I just end up like blowing it back into my eyes and macing myself. So like, I think maybe
Do you want to soup your eyes instead?
soup myself in the eyes would be all right. It wouldn't be quite so bad, I don't think.
They'll be like, what's that? What's your breath smell? You're like, minestrone.
No, I've got a mask on. They can't smell it.
Oh.
only
Oxtail
myself.
today.
Don't be kissing anyone after you've had one.
No, not after the old carrot and coriander.
Oh, I've got cream of mushroom today.
Imagine a fisherman's
Yummy
friend,
kisses.
but it's the taste of that tin of fish that makes everyone sick on Instagram.
Oh,
What one's
God.
Sir Strumming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
The taste is not bad of that. It's the smell that's bad, isn't it? And everyone's going to smell your breath.
Oh.
Oh, Candy'd still snog you.
Yeah.
Next.
That's it, mate.
Oh, that is weird. Cool. Thanks for the news. It's time to talk about what we've been doing this week. I've done something new.
Never.
My God.
First time this year. My game that
dear.
came out last year. It's time for my first proper review of the year. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League.
Oh, God.
Anyone ever heard of that?
Heard it in passing.
Were you particularly bored this week?
There was just nothing else new in it. And I mentioned it briefly to my son, and he went, well, I'll play it with you. Anything to get that man.
He sounded
from,
enthused as well.
Yeah, anything to get him not playing Fortnite is good in my book. So, I started playing it with him. He disappeared quite fast. So I carried on. To completion, this game that is no longer a live service game. I've put a few notes while I was playing it. I've written stuff down while I was...
He's written.
I dictated it to my phone.
Ah, okay.
So the notes are very weird. So I'll just read it as the notes are. Story beats are decent. That's my first note. So the story beats are decent. Like when the characters are interacting and the actual story, it's a well-known story regarding Brainiac and the fall of Metropolis and the if you've played Injustice, Gods Among Us,
Yeah.
it's that one where people go bad, the goodies go bad. There is my next note is there's a clear reverence for the source material, but for some reason my notes put reference because it's my accent. But reverence is what I meant. The traversal is decent and it lets you fly around a lot at a decent clip. So all the characters have got really good movement, like as you expect from it is Rocksteady, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
As you'd expect from them, they know how to traverse. They've always done well with traversal, and every character's got some kind of jetpack or something. They can all fly.
I remember seeing a bit of footage. Does it like literally play like Batman but with all these different characters? Is it that sort of type
No.
of game, or have they done more with it?
They've not, no. So it's a shooter. All these characters that you know and love, Captain Boomerang, Deadshot, Harley Quinn,
King Shark.
King Shark, they've all got guns. First problem. So all the guns feel fine, but they all feel the same, whether it's a high-level gun or a low-level gun. like when you've got like a rifle, it just feels like a zoomed in pistol. Machine gun just feels like a fast pistol. There's no like feedback that you get from shooting. Do you know what
No
you
clunk
want to, like,
to it.
Yeah, like Gadget's currently playing Resident Evil 4 remake. You know you're using a different gun.
Yeah, all those guns feel unique.
Yeah, they don't in this.
No.
The UI is far too busy and it distracts my ADHD sensibilities. That's what I dictated to my phone. So I couldn't concentrate on the screen. I don't know if you've seen clips of this. There's so much going on in the UI.
It's a little bit diarrhea Christmas lights, isn't it? There's just so much going on.
Yeah, Candy'd love it. Now, the boss battles. These are the only moments I feel like the game was mechanically interesting. So, like, the game clearly makes you want to see the next bosses. The bosses are fucking brilliant.
Okay.
Like, you're fighting against your big bads. Like, the Batman boss, for instance, is phenomenal. Really great, really great. The problem is in between the bosses is the actual meat and potatoes of the game, which there's like 10 different like mission structures where clear out these baddies. Oh, there's going to be waves of these baddies. Oh, press this generator. Oh, traverse here quick enough. Over and over and over and over again. And this is where the game really fucking suffers. So, yeah, you are in Metropolis. It's a massive city and stuff like that. But, like, you can clear a load of enemies. You can fly to the next building over, come back to building, you just clear. They're back. They're all back. Makes no sense.
I mean,
why are they all back?
Arkham City was, and Arkham Knight were a bit guilty of that. Like
well, I can't remember.
They were kind of guilty. You'd go past an
So you
area.
can't actually clear the city, can you?
No,
you can't
you would-
clear them of baddies.
You would clear them out and come back, and then 15 minutes
Roll
later
back.
they'll have respawned.
Yeah, he does that, but like
I
egregiously.
think there's a lot of kind of open world brawler kind of games which are like that. They just respawn because otherwise you are just running around an empty city. So you kind of can't really mark it down for that. That's just standard knowledge.
My next point I dictated is,
even
there's
Indiana Jones does that, doesn't it? In the new one,
Does
like
it?
you'll beat up an area,
You'll be clear for a little while.
and they'll be cleared for a while. But if you go back there like half an hour later, like they've kind of, I mean, I guess you've just got to take it that they've woken up from being beaten up.
Yeah.
Yes, but these people are killing them. My next note is, there's Riddler challenges. That's the last I'll talk about that.
They were the fucking worst thing in Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
I hate them so much.
The soundtrack is horrible. Absolutely horrible. It's minging crap. Metropolis as a city is meh, is what I put. The leveling system feels like it was tacked on, and in the last week of development, it feels like we kind of need a leveling system in this. Bollocks. Does nothing. What else? The game tries too hard to be funny and never shuts the fuck up, and it's annoying. So, I'm telling you now, there isn't a 30-second moment where you can just walk around and enjoy the city. They don't shut up.
So you can't have your
They're not
podcast on the
funny.
background.
They're just not funny. I fucking hate Harley Quinn as well. Oh my god!
At least it's not like the goons in the background, like in Batman, which is like, if I see the bat, I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah.
It's like,
But imagine a game where you're 4 characters and they're just constantly fucking talking and they don't shut up. And it's not very good voice acting either. Oh, yeah. And the last bit really is, why was it a live service game? I genuinely believe people have been scammed that bought it at launch because it's being shut down now.
Yeah.
I think people deserve a refund for this game.
Wasn't it tagged on sort of last minute when they suddenly decided
The
at some
live
point
service stuff,
they wanted
there's
to
a
just
battle
add that
pass and it's for like costumes and stuff. But
you also got that kind of with the Gotham Knights, because that was the other one that was kind of trying to do the Rocksteady thing, but not Rocksteady. But that wasn't a live service, but it had like a live service UI, like they were thinking about it at some point.
Yeah, this like I think it ultimately turns off fully soon.
End of this month.
And the game will function. It is a single player game if you want it to be. It will function, and it'll be a 10-hour campaign or something along those lines. I can't remember how long it took, but ultimately, I feel like people have been robbed. Genuinely, that's all I could. While I was playing it, I felt like the concept that was there. I can imagine that the bones of this had great intentions, but I feel like there's a lot of boardroom intervention on it. I feel like the higher ups have gone, we need to make more money from this.
Mm.
That's what I ultimately feel.
Is it one of those games where there's like that nugget of a really good idea in it, and what you end up actually with is like a 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 game? Where
My score is 4 out of 10.
Oh, okay, it's the lower end of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, is it because what I'm trying to picture? I gave Redfall a 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
Because there was functionally
it's
a
not
game.
mechanically as bad as that.
There was functionally a game that worked in the background. Just everything on top of the game was shit.
Forgot about that.
Whereas you're talking about, there are bits you like you enjoyed the boss fights and stuff like that.
The boss fights are brilliant.
So you've got to rate it higher than Redfall then, because there was nothing redeemable about Redfall.
5 at a push. 5 at a push. But yeah, in fact, I'll give it a 5 because I didn't pay for it. There you go. Yeah, I didn't pay any money. No, it went PS Plus either. I got gold. Shh. But yeah, it's just lackluster is the best way to describe it. It just makes me feel a bit empty. And again, I have to stress that it's an IP I don't like. I don't like Suicide Squad or the movie Suicide Squad universe, the Harley Quinn centric one, because it's just not. I don't like the books either. I think it's a shit concept. And yeah, it's hollow. Remember Agents of Mayhem?
Yeah. Well,
which was the successor of Saints Row, wasn't it?
Yes, that was it.
It's like that. Like Saints Row had a lot of fun and heart to it. Batman, the last one, Arkham Knight, had a lot of fun, and it was a good 8 out of 10 game. This is just hollow. I don't get where people are trying to defend it, but I can get. I smiled a few times. That's the thing. It's not horrific. Like again, like the boss fight, and the story itself. There's nothing wrong with the story. But yeah, that's my review. I said I'd do it, and I've done it. Yeah. Could I recommend it to anyone? No, not really. Not really.
It was a game that passed the time.
Yeah, it passed the time. It got me through the back end of my flu. So yeah, that's me. Stig, what you've been doing?
This week I watched Real Pain. This is a new film directed by Jesse Eisenberg. It stars Jesse Eisenberg and Kieran Culkin. And it's about cousins David and Benji who reunite with each other to go on a tour through Poland to honour their beloved grandmother, who was a Jewish child during the war. So they could kind of go through the whole. They're on a tour guide that takes them through Poland and through kind of showing them all monuments and graveyards and taking them through concentration camps and the like. And then obviously the adventure starts to take a bit of a turn when like the tension between the two kind of resurfaces. This is really good, and off the bat I can see why Kieran Culkin's getting nominations and winning awards for it. Like he is really, really good. So he plays Benji and Jesse Eisenberg plays David, and they're kind of the polar opposites of each other. So despite the fact that they're born, I think they say they're like 3 weeks apart, and they're almost like brothers. They're as close as brothers. They're like the completely opposite of each other. Jesse Eisenberg pretty much plays Jesse Eisenberg.
They both kind of play themselves, don't they?
Yeah, you know him from all the films where he's just really awkward and, he's like hands in his pockets and kind of, pulls his arms in and he just stands really awkwardly and he speaks really awkwardly and he just can't express himself. Whereas Benji is just completely out there, and if something's on his mind, he'll say it. There's a scene where the tour guide is kind of going over the sort of facts and figures of things, and Benji just kind of loses it and he's like, this is shit. Like, this is not what we're here for. We're trying to connect with this. We're trying to, these were real people. This was this. Like, we don't need you to kind of go through the figures of how many people died and this and that. Like, we want to feel the raw human emotion of it. Like, it's one of those, it clearly has some kind of issue. David brings it up. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's just a case where he'll go from being completely fine to just something pops into his head and that's it. Like, he can't.
It's not like bipolar or anything, is it?
Something similar to that, but I don't think he calls it like that. But yeah, it's just kind of just following these two. They latch on with this group of people, and it's just kind of an odd couple journey through Poland, and it's really good. It's only an hour and a half long.
Is it humorous in any way? Like,
yeah,
Trains and Automobiles?
No, it's not that kind of humor. It's more like real humor, like like you can imagine
normal, like observational stuff.
Yeah, like you can imagine being in that tour group and having Benji there, who's just kind of this lovable rogue, and he's kind of getting the tour to get involved in things. Like, at one point, you get some all like posing with the statues and stuff, and David's there thinking, "Oh, is this a bit disrespectful?" And like, no, it's fun. Come on, get involved, get joined. We're honouring these people. We're not taking the piss. We're not disrespecting them. We're This monument's about the heroes of the war. We're joining in when and it's just kind
the
of
other
real.
guy's more neurotic. And
whereas like Planes, Trains and Automobile is kind of the surreal and the over the top and everything that bad happens to them keeps happening to them. Whereas this is just a journey of a couple of guys, and you could imagine, like I said, being part of this group and getting involved, being pissed off, but also enjoying their company at the same time.
Okay, I'm definitely down to clown with this.
I've been enjoying the kind of press junkets on it as well, and to me, it just feels like it's an
They seem like
extension of the
pals,
film.
don't they?
Well, because they are effectively playing themselves in the film.
They pretty much are.
All the press junket stuff. Like there's this great interview with so the two of them are at some film festival, and they're asking like, what did you bring to your character that you brought from real life? And like Jesse Eisenberg sat there trying to think of it, despite him writing it. And Kieran Culkin just sits up and goes, he only ever carries 2 bags with him. He never checks in anything into checked luggage in a plane. He always takes it on as a carry-on. And then he just turns and says, "Do you only bring 2 pairs of underpants with you on a trip?" And he's like, "Yeah." And like that, and like
that's
back and forth.
That's exactly how they are in the film. I've listened to the interview on the Empire podcast, and it's just kind of them two in the film. And weirdly enough, Jesse Eisenberg wrote this with himself playing Benji in mind, and I watch it, I'm like, no, don't worry. I just
did
can't
he direct
see
it
him.
as well?
Yeah, he directed it. So I was like, I just can't see him being this outgoing person, whereas he plays that kind of shy, awkward person perfectly, because that's just him. It's not much more to say in it really, other than like it's very good. Everyone,
it's worth your time.
It's worth your time. Check it out.
Definitely will.
I could say go to the cinema to see it. Maybe you might get something out of being with an audience of people and kind of laughing along.
Sometimes films like that do help having an audience.
Yeah,
definitely.
But
I get that.
if you wanted to wait for it to come out on streaming, that'd be perfectly fine. It's definitely a film you can kind of just sit back and enjoy, on your TV. Yeah, it's good. I enjoyed it.
Excellent. Gadget?
So I've had a little bit of a biggie week, but I do have one or two.
How do you feel bigger when people say this?
It
you haven't had a biggie week this year.
It's a little painful every time I hear it.
Well,
you should be honoured.
He should be honoured, yeah. It's a segment dedicated to your name.
Doing nothing.
So the reason why I've had a big week is I've been doing a lot of writing for my next YouTube video. I've written 12,500 words this week. My fingers hurt. So I haven't had time to really do much.
It's not a shining moment though, is it?
No. I haven't gone around trying to kill Pip with an axe.
Red ram.
But
although after that video you sent us, maybe you might.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That video, yeah.
So a couple of really quick things. One,
Park life.
fuck off. And I'm not providing
We've
any
also got the
context.
song for the end of the podcast.
I'm not providing any context for the listeners on that one. That is just
You just need to be in
living
the
as it
inner
is.
circle to know.
So there is a song that's been going around on TikTok at the moment, which I'm absolutely fucking obsessed with, by OCT, which their name stands for On Company Time, which I just like that as a band name.
That's respect.
But it's called Half Horse, Half Man, and it is a synth pop banger.
Oh, I've heard it.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I'm only bringing it up
like
now so I
synth
can
pop.
put it at the end of the podcast
Yeah, that deserves a place at the
because
end of this
it's
podcast.
fucking it goes so hard and has
It's
no
great.
right to be as good as it is.
It's great.
It's fantastic.
Always put Blur.
And
Nice.
apparently they're all American, but apparently one of them is half Irish, so they're going to try and get it in for Eurovision.
Amazing.
Well,
I've been carrying on
it's
with
a good song.
I've been carrying on with Resident Evil 4.
How far you got?
I've just beaten Ramon Salazar, so I'm not far from the end.
You are. You are.
I just to point out that that it's a very good game. More people should be playing it. I can't believe the entire world slept on this Resident Evil 4 game.
Oh, that boss. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know there's a really easy way to defeat that boss?
Is there? Because
Yeah,
I struggle
with
with that's the most I've
With
died.
a golden egg.
No, yeah, just get by the rocket launcher.
Oh, that's the other way. You can kill any boss with a rocket launcher. But do you know the golden egg that you can find?
Yeah.
Throw it at him.
Oh, really? I fucking sold it. I needed the money.
Throw it at him. You'll win.
Anyway,
Yeah. The rocket launcher come in handy because I struggled for a little bit and I went, do you know what? Fuck it. You know when you
The
save
rocket
a
launcher
weapon,
will kill any boss in one hit.
You know, like in games where you have something really cool, you're like, I'm going to save
You
that.
save it.
You save it.
Yeah.
You save it. I went, nah, that was the time.
How do you feel about the upgraded dynamic resources on remake? Gadget, because
actually, to be fair,
the game makes you panic so fucking much.
it's really good. It's really good in terms of like, I never feel like I'm really properly tooled up for any fight, but then I never really.
yes, but there's always a bullet available.
There's always a bullet available. There's always some gunpowder available or some resources. It was only actually after beating the Salazar fight that I realized I would used up almost everything.
Yes, and he does it deliberately. He does it every time a big set piece happens. It's what they've actually patented it, haven't they? The dynamic resources thing, where
don't
the game
know.
learns from you.
Maybe.
I think I read about it, where the game learns from you. Like, if you're doing really well and you've got loads of herbs and you've got loads of health, you won't find any more herbs or health.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cheating.
If you've got loads of shotgun ammo,
Yeah,
won't
you can't
find
hoard
shotgun
things,
ammo.
basically.
You
I
can't
hate that.
hoard stuff.
No,
No, it's brilliant because it makes it feel
Keeps it
like
stressful.
horror.
but
Keeps it stressful constantly.
I would tell you, I enjoyed. So there's bits of it now at this point in the game where I'm remembering it from playing the original. I like the
Yeah, you're off to
upgraded.
the island next, aren't you?
I will be. Yeah, I like the upgraded minecart section. I thought that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's funny.
Absolutely ridiculous.
And Luis is so much funnier in this, isn't
Yeah.
he?
I
We're
like.
tipping over. Come on.
I like that
good.
that first encounter with Krauser is not just fucking
Button mashing.
quick time. It's like an actual fight.
It's the parry boss, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really.
That
This is how
comes out of nowhere
remakes
in that
should-
game.
Yeah, it does.
It's like
Do you know where he's from? He's from Umbrella Chronicles on the Wii.
that's
Yeah.
what I mean.
That's where
Like,
he's from.
yeah, but you play that. Honestly, I was playing it and I thought, who's this guy? Like they make it sound like he's some big antagonist from like Resident
He
Evil.
goes
2 or
major,
something.
and you're like, oh, was that?
yeah, it's like it
Yeah,
just
no,
comes
it
out
was-
of nowhere. It's like it's a
when-
big reveal. I'm like,
When the game first
okay.
came out on the GameCube, no one knew who
Yeah.
he was. It was just Major Krauser.
There was a meme on the early internet like, who's Krauser?
So, yeah. What else have I been enjoying? I've been enjoying the expanded castle and just the absolute fucking bullshit layout. That fucking maze to get in at the beginning, where you've got to get towards the throne room and have to deal with like waves and waves of the bastard dogs. Oh, those dogs!
Did you enjoy the new Ashley segment?
I did actually. It was proper scary.
Good, isn't it? Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is? That's the original concept for Resident Evil 4.
Oh, that was proper fucking scary. Like when you have to go down the mausoleum, and then
So
everything
they-
wakes up as you're running past.
Yeah, when they first announced Resident Evil 4 at one of the E3s, before it even had a date for release, it was going to be about how you didn't have weapons. You had like this torch.
All right.
And you shined it on armor, and they've just retooled it and put it in that little 1 hour segment in that game, and it's brilliant.
But it's
they're
also
the scariest bits. That's like Resident Evil 8 in the in the house, where you don't have anything, and that's the scariest bit to me. When you have no weapons and it's dark and you only have a torch, that's when games fuck
But
me
when
up.
you've got a broken butterfly magnum, you're like, yeah, fucking come on. Come at me.
It's also mental because that sequence when you're playing as Ashley takes you so long. The next chapter, when you become Leon, you just fucking run in there and boom.
You go down there and just kick roundhouse everybody.
Kicking everyone.
And you realise, it's just 2 rooms.
Yeah.
But
It's sensational.
yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to push to finish it this week, and then I can move on to Dead Space for the next video.
But I do need to stress, though, you're not as close to the end as you remember.
So I remember when you get to the island, you've got like maybe 2 or 3 chapters left.
No, I think it goes up to chapter 20.
Right. Oh, fucking hell. Also, the Novistadors can suck a dick. I hate those twats.
Yeah, everyone hates them.
They are the fucking worst.
Yeah.
Main thing I want to talk about, and this one I literally just started today because I thought I don't really have much to talk about. And this was in the queue on my Audible. So I started listening to the first book in a kind of literary RPG fantasy series called Morningwood, Everyone Loves Large Chests.
It sounds like that's a sex pun.
Well, yes, it is. It's supposed to, the concept for it is kind of a body. It's kind of like a Benny Hill D&D kind of thing. That's what it's being advertised as. So
I like that.
So the concept of the book is that everything is happening.
No, is it like Carry On D&D?
So the concept is it's lit RPG. So it's basically it's existing within a role playing game. So you start off with this character. He's complaining. He's in a noob dungeon. He's got a sword. He like kills a rat and then he levels up. And like it tells it in the book, there is the thing like they hear it in their head. You have leveled up to level 2, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then he happens upon a mimic and fucks it up. The mimic eats him.
Shit.
And then the mimic, for some reason, is exploring around the world with his tongue and finds the sword and wraps its tongue around the blade of the sword, cuts itself, says, "You, level 2 mimic, you have lost 5 HP. And then has this spark of intelligence to then pick up the sword from the other end.
From the hilt.
And then he starts to level up.
Oh.
And so
he became aware.
Yeah, and so a fair chunk of the story is this mimic kind of exploring its surroundings, and kind of leveling up and working out how best to get food and how best to, learn how to use sword better and all that kind of thing. And then you see, the story kind of keeps flipping towards like other adventurers kind of coming in, and then how the mimic outsmarts them, which is interesting. It's a really good concept for a book. And you get this one kind of in, I think maybe the 4th chapter. She's like a female necromancer, and she's in there and like she's like talking with her companion. Then her companion kind of wanders off, and she's kind of left alone in the room with this mimic is there disguised as a treasure chest. And then the book kind of starts going into the kind of the description of what she's wearing, and because it's called Morningwood, Everyone Loves Large Chests. It's like it's doing.
She's got boobies.
It's doing that thing where it's kind of like describing this kind of standard role playing game fantasy wear for women
from like the cover of those old novels.
Yeah, from like a cover of
like Red Sonja
or a fighting fantasy novel or something like that.
Yeah,
like she's fucking all tits no underpants kind of thing.
Like a vanilla wear game.
Yeah.
It's just tits.
And then the book describes herself masturbating because it turns out it's fucking porn.
You've been watching listening to erotic audiobooks.
Not intentionally.
Remind me of the title.
Pervert, mate.
And you know what the worst part is? It's not good porn.
Oh.
It's incel porn.
Can't even wank.
No, I didn't have a wank.
No.
It's really incelly. No. Anytime a woman comes into the book, this author, whose name is escaping me, doesn't seem to like them. Like, one of the descriptions, like, for this necromancer that comes in before she starts frigging herself, is that she, like, her costume looks exactly like the whores in the local town, using words like whores and stuff like that. What's his name? Nevin Ilyev. Sounds Russian.
It
Nevin been
sounds like a
shagged.
fake name as well.
It's got such weird incel vibes, and I did a little bit of research on it because it got to a point where it's like, I don't want to listen to this anymore.
Did you just purchase it with a credit without looking at the reviews?
None of the reviews mentioned the graphic sex scenes in it.
Maybe the incels have reviewed it.
Well, so I found this post on Reddit.
Great family listening.
I found this review on Reddit which says, I got into the book and started to enjoy it despite a few over-detailed gore scenes. I really enjoyed the main character being a monster rather than the classic hero adventurer. However, as I've gotten a bit further in, chapter 14 currently, I keep picking up hardcore incel vibes from it, from certain interactions and comments about female characters and the way female characters keep being described. And then this is the bit that kind of connects with me.
Andy's just downloaded it.
From the title, I assumed there would just be raunchy humour, but I'm not a fan of degrading women constantly in writing. And that's kind of the thing. It's really negative towards women throughout.
You fell into a trap. Can you get it refunded?
No, because I've listened to like 2 hours of it.
Too much.
It's like the. I don't mind sex scenes in books. I don't even mind graphic sex scenes in books. The problem is that the context for this bit that I'm describing is that this necromancer is left alone in this dungeon. She has a wank. The book then describes what her costume is and what her character sheet looks like and stuff like that. And then it literally just goes into her leaning up against the wall and fingering herself. And
Wow.
it's like,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, if I were
That's how it
in a
happens,
perilous dungeon,
There's no like build up to it. There's no there's no kind of there's no reason for her to do it, is what I'm saying. And that's
there's no nuance to it.
There's no nuance to it. And that's the bit that annoys me about it. Like I say, I'm not a prude. I don't mind sex scenes in books, and I don't mind graphic sex scenes in books. That's fine. But there needs to be a lead up to it. There needs to be a reason for it to happen. Not just woman exist, finger inside, you know?
Yeah, it's like watching porn and
I was-
skipping the person arriving at the door.
I just wish I was a fly on the wall at the moment that you were sat there listening to it, and then it clicked. I wanted to see your face.
Well, even worse.
Why, pet?
Well, even worse. I had my fucking head down the toilet cleaning it, and then I'm just like lift up.
Then he got sexy.
Got me marigold. So I goes, what the fuck am I listening to? Honestly, I was fucking furious because up to that point,
Difficult to wank with marigolds on, I tell you.
up to that point, the concept for the book is great. I love the fact that the central character is a mimic, learning how to be a character. Like at one point, like no one enters his dungeon for a while, and he's bored, so he starts observing like a spider that's in a web above him, and he starts thinking.
Starts wanking over it.
No. Starts thinking about it because the mimic's described as having like stubby little legs, like the luggage in Discworld, and then it's like the mimic's leveled up his shape-shifting abilities, so he thinks, oh, what if I could make these long, elegant legs like a spider, or could I move around better? And it talks about like how he's learning how to move like that and balance his weight because he's never had to do it before, and he's an idiot. The other thing as well is the writing is really fucking edgelord in it. So like the quote-unquote narrator constantly refers to the mimic who gives himself a name eventually, Boxy, which I fucking love. Just constantly refers to him literally as the words "a fucking moron," and it's like, come on, like it's not. There's
other words.
I've wasted my this month's Amazon credit on this one. I'm fucking furious.
That's bad news. That and it's a good job we talked about Leon Kennedy a lot because he can go on the pod art instead of Boxy.
One of the best thing that happened with Leon Kennedy this week. I was doing the Krauser fight last night.
Yes.
The first Krauser fight. And Pip was just like sat in the chair behind me waiting for us to finish because I'm in the middle of a boss fight. In fact, no, it wasn't. It was the cryo fight with the cryogenics showers. So I was doing that fight and Pip had come in and asked me something. I said, give me a minute, I'm in the middle. And so you finish that fight and you get in the elevator up and you get the cutscene where like Leon he has a bit of a funny turn.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
As the camera's kind of panning up and at the end of it, Pip just goes, oh, that t-shirt's painted onto him. and then it gets up to his face. Like, oh, shame he's got a haircut like a lesbian in the 90s.
Is it like
He
Xena
can model
Warrior
himself.
Princess?
Yeah.
But yeah,
He does look very 90s, does Leon?
the game's set in 2005 as well, which is even more infuriating.
Yeah. Right then, Candy.
I've been
Don't know.
watching a TV show this week. You know how I really try and love Dexter back to its roots. Love a bit of Dexter up to the Trinity Killer. I gave Dexter Original Sin a go this week, and there's so far there's about 6-7 episodes out. There's maybe 2 or 3 episodes left. So with that in mind, I'll review it, not having seen the whole thing because it's not out yet. I don't really know what to think about this, which isn't great for a review. The first episode, I thought, my God, this is like a parody porn, because the actors that they've got playing the original characters, so everyone's back. So Dexter's back, Deb's back, Harry's back. Well, Harry is kind of back. Harry's back. LaGuardia's back. Batista, all of them, and they've all got real, kind of creepy looking caricatures of themselves almost.
But
Like,
it's all
really-
like younger versions of them.
All younger versions, yeah. Because so basically, it's the story of Dexter learning that he's got these urges, and I don't know if you remember the original, but his adoptive father Harry was a police chief, and he teaches him how to manage these urges and everything.
Yeah,
It hasn't got Michael C. Hall reappearing with a wig on to make him
No,
look
not
younger.
this time. Although I will say they did give him the same like floppy haircut to begin with until he joins the police as an intern.
So
basically,
but isn't this the story that they already told in the first 5 seasons of Dexter?
it is, but it kind of it goes into the bits that you didn't see. So it's like Harry, his adoptive dad, having an affair with his actual mum, and how his mum gets killed in a gets murdered by a gang and in a storage container, and it's sort of talking about how she comes to be in that situation, and you know how Dexter comes to be part of the family, and Dexter's life kind of growing up as a young kid to being in college and then being in uni and then being taken on as an intern into the Miami police. And yeah, going back to what I was saying, the actors are they look incredibly like, with the exception of Deb, they look incredibly like the original actors, and to the point it's kind of off-putting. So this was set probably, I think it was set about 10, 15 years before we see Dexter originally. And you've got, I don't know if you remember Batista, but he always used to wear the pork pie hat and the Miami, the Miami style shirt. Exactly the same. The characters are so like their characters in the original Dexter that it's like there's been no 15 years of character development whatsoever.
Well, it's gone back in 15 years, so why would there be any development?
I mean, like you can't say that you haven't changed at all in the last 15 years. So you don't have the same.
Oh, so the original series, there should have been slightly different, shouldn't there?
So the original, it's confusing because it's Original Sin.
Ah, it's so weird.
So
You watch some
Original
weird
Sin,
shit.
I know. So Original Sin, which is what I'm watching now, I think the characters could have afforded to not be quite as similar as the characters we know from the original
Yes.
Dexter, is what I was
I know
ham-fistedly trying
what
to
they
say.
should have done is have Batista
New
at some
people.
point, like just through near the end of the series, like see the hat.
Yeah,
and be
that's
like-
what I thought. So,
Why didn't they just
One day,
cast
baby,
different
one
people?
day.
Surely
That's it.
different people would have been better.
Not characters. I guess if he's working at the same
15 years. I don't look like I looked 15 years ago.
no, these are younger actors. But they,
Oh, so it's not the same actor.
Yeah,
It's
no,
not
it's
the
not
s-
the same
no,
actors
not the
playing
same
the
Right,
actors.
this is what I'm thinking you're saying.
No, sorry, I
terrible at
explained myself.
explaining.
Yeah, no, I am. I explained myself terribly.
No, not at
So
all.
they are
I was
different
with you.
actors.
He was the one that was wrong.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
right.
you're wrong.
Terrible at listening then.
They're just uncannily like the original cast, with the exception of Deb, who doesn't look quite so much like her, although she sounds exactly like her. And I think they could, like I said, I think they could have afforded to be a little bit of leeway and to do their own thing with the characters while still remaining true to the characters we already know them as.
See, if I was making that series and you're having kind of younger characters to then evolve into the ones of the first season of Dexter, I would have a Sergeant Dukes there, but he's like a really fat guy. And again, end of the series, he walks into a gym and goes, "This is where I live."
Yeah.
So is the main guy called Dexter in Dexter?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that the same guy? Same actor?
No, it's a different guy physically, but but Michael C. Hall, who was the original Dexter, is still doing the voiceovers.
Right, okay.
So with that out of the way...
Yeah, because he's old as fuck now, isn't he?
Oh, he's about 80. Which is not stopping them making yet another Dexter series called
Can't
Dexter
wait.
Resurrection.
No.
He is flogging that horse.
Requiem. Dexter Requiem.
It might as well be, because... Well, fuck it,
And
I'll
you're going to
ruin
watch it, aren't you?
I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it because I live in the hope. But that said, so without all that out the way, after the first initial shock of the characters, it's pretty good. It's not a bad watching. Again, I say
After
it
all
without,
that, it's good.
I've thoroughly enjoyed it. No, after all that, and again, with not having seen the final episodes yet because they're not out, it's been pretty interesting. It's not brilliant. Don't expect it to be. Don't expect it to be the resurrection of Dexter and back to its roots and
No, that's
incredibly
the new
brilliant.
series.
Yeah, it's all right. If you want more Dexter,
No.
it's fine. It's fine. It'll do. It was recommended to me from someone at work, and they absolutely loved it. And apparently, like, the internet seems to be absolutely crazy for it, or certainly giving it 8s and 9s.
And the
in its
internet's
review.
never wrong.
Well, as a general, I mean, we're talking like Rotten Tomatoes and stuff. But I don't think
really?
I
Actually,
don't think,
people are genuinely liking it.
yeah, not professional reviewers and everything like Rotten Tomatoes. But yeah, no, I don't think I enjoyed it as much as most people possibly did. But
And
again,
it's not
I
reaching
can't.
the heights of the original that you loved.
No, exactly. I don't think anything will live up to the Trinity Killer. And even I was rewatching the original Dexter as well, and I got to the series after, and I was just like, I just can't be bothered with it anymore. Like, we've seen it's done everything that it needs to do. So yeah, but Michael C. Hall's going to carry on flogging that horse, I guess, and I will be there for all of it.
That is just mental.
Oh God, you didn't mention it's fucking Christian Slater playing Harry Morgan.
Oh, I did forget to mention it. Yeah, Christian
Sea
Slater. Yeah, I love him. I love Christian Slater.
I
Or should
do.
be more.
I like a
He
bit
needs
of
to come
Sea
back. He
Slate.
looks good.
I mean,
He's always looked good.
Yeah,
He's certainly a nicer man than James Remar.
right.
It doesn't take much. Cool. Biggie, round us off.
So yeah, I've been watching The Day of the Jackal, not the movie, the TV series that came out recently on Sky Atlantic. It stars Eddie Redmayne, Lashana Lynch, Ursula Corbero, Chukwudi Iwuji, Khalid Abdallah, Leah Williams, and Eleanor Matsura. If you don't know anything about it, it's basically a British spy thriller. It's based on a Frederick Forsyth novel, which was also adapted into a movie in the 70s. I really, really like this. It is really, I mean, Eddie Redmayne is an interesting actor. Obviously, won lots of awards prior, and quite possibly maybe for something like this as well.
Is this the one where he's a sniper?
Yes, he's an assassin.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting
the
character for
original.
him because he has this kind of this look, doesn't he, Eddie Redmayne? He's not your sort of classic heartthrob, but he definitely has a style and a look that he can pull off,
Mate, he looks
and it works.
gormless.
But it works really well in this. He's really clinical. Kind of when he's acting as the assassin, he's kind of devoid of personality. He's really clinical, just focused 100% in what he's doing. He is committed. And then he has this sort of secret life with his wife who's completely oblivious to what he does.
So.
But yeah, it's basically with a political setting. He is basically known as the Jackal, a ruthless British assassin. And an intelligence officer who works for MI6 gets whiff of what he's been up to and then tries to track him down. I think this is just really, really good. It's got a real Bondy feel. Obviously, if you didn't realise, Lashana Lynch, she was in the last Bond movie, and she's really good in this. Kind of almost playing the same kind of character, really. But she's
Not
really good. She
007.
really acts well. But yeah, she's just really, again, she's committed, and there's definitely a mirror of their relationship because Eddie Redmayne's character Charles, as he's known in the series, he is struggling to have this secret life. His wife is quite content with the lavish lifestyle that they live, but obviously he's very rarely home. They have a young boy, a little toddler, and he's always away traveling with his business. So he's away from home. And because Shana's character, Bianca, she's just as dedicated in her role. She's away from home from her husband and her sort of teenage daughter. So again, you've got that kind of conflict of her being away from work
It's actually showing you the real life of these kind of people.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
So
concept.
you have a bit more understanding and sympathy for, obviously, who's not a nice fellow, this Charles, but actually you get to understand his character a bit more. And he's brilliant. He uses disguises, can speak different languages, very clinical, sticks to his rules about how he contacts people, all that kind of stuff that you get in that sort of political thriller. But it's done really well. It's really lavish. Got a really cool soundtrack. Really enjoy it. It's got that sort of lo-fi vibes, a bit of trip hop, all that kind of stuff. It's really cool. I really like the soundtrack as well. Really good visuals. Really recommend it. Is it set up for another series? I'll let you find out if you want to watch it.
Awesome. Nice mixed bag. Do we have a mixed bag from our listeners?
We have
not.
we have a couple, slightly light bag this week, but we have a couple of them.
I like a light bag.
Xenos has said, I watched the first Sonic the Hedgehog film this week. It was good. Loved all the little callbacks to the older games. Jim Carrey really does make a spectacular Robotnik. He's carrying half the film by himself. He really is.
Mm-hmm.
They're just
Fun.
good
fun.
and fun. You go into that film. That's one of those films where you go and you go, I'm not expecting a masterpiece, but I really enjoyed that. And yeah, Jim Carrey is ridiculous.
It's funny you should say that, actually, because there's all this advertising for the third one. I was like, I can't remember if I watched the second one or not, so I put it on. Hadn't seen it before. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I liked it, actually, more than the
I think
first
second
one.
one's best.
Yeah,
Second's
I thought it was
best,
great.
Knuckles.
My daughter
I
mentioned it yesterday.
love
She's
the
not a
character of
gamer,
Knuckles.
but she knows who Sonic is, and she went, "Oh, when are we going to watch the third movie?" I said, "The third movie." She went, "There's a third one now. It's got a new character, Shadow." I'm like, "How do you know this? You don't play that. You've got no interest in this
He's in
gaming
Fortnite.
at all." But here we are.
Yeah, I like the way that the third one ends, and I was like, I knew that was going to happen, and I had to explain something to the kids. But yeah, it's I like the second, and like I said, I really like Idris Elba's Knuckles and how deadpan Knuckles is. Like, if
I
you've
love.
seen the
There was one
trailer
shot
for
as well.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, carry on. There's just quickly. Sorry. Then there's one shot where they've set it up, and they've got the two sets of characters on either side of the screen, and it's got Robotnik's kind of crash thing. I thought there was going to be like a boss battle platformed. It didn't happen, but I was like, oh, that looks so cool.
I just it's in the trailer of the third one, but it's just Knuckles is so like, he looks at Shadow and he's like, looks much more formidable than the last hedgehog I fought. When Sonic's right there, it's like
there's a great history of when they put Knuckles in like the cartoons or whatever of him being either kind of completely socially unaware or an absolute fucking moron. There's the Sonic Boom cartoon. If you ever see any clips of that, it's shockingly funny. Considering Sonic Boom was a terrible, terrible game, the tie-in cartoon's incredible.
It's a bit of both, I think, in this. Like, he's definitely socially unaware. Like the stuff he comes out with. Like, if you watch the TV show, the Knuckles TV show, like the stuff he comes out with, it just makes you laugh because it's just like, why have you said that? Like, it's
Like Biggie. Biggie is our Knuckles.
yeah. But he's so
Definitely.
he's so serious about it. Like the whole point
Yeah.
in that Knuckles TV show is he's trying to make Wade Wilson Wade. I can't remember his second name
Deadpool.
now. Yeah, no, it's getting me. It's Wade. I can't remember. Wade is his name, but I can't remember his second name now.
Summers.
He's trying to make him into a warrior, and the way he does that is by making him
Biggie
a
got
bowling
it.
champion. It's like, it's not like being a bowling champion isn't making you a warrior. It's like, but Knuckles sees that as being a warrior and being on top.
So you liked it then?
Yeah, you liked it, yeah.
They're good. I have time for him.
I need to watch. I haven't watched the second one. I would like to watch the third one. I just want to keep supporting Jim Carrey. I like the work he does.
Do you know what, actually,
There's a darkness behind that man's eyes. He's such a sad comic.
Although actually not so much recently. In it,
He's
recent
got himself
interviews,
into a
he
good
looks,
place.
Yeah, he looks really
Yeah,
happy
I
and
hope
really
so.
healthy, and he looks like he's
I hope
kind of
so.
really, really positive at the moment. So that's really nice to see, actually, because I do worry about him.
Sorry, what happened to him then?
He
went mad after doing Man on the Moon.
Yeah, he was doing method acting as Andy Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman, yeah.
Without realizing that. Well, maybe with realizing, but not appreciating
Andy
just how
Kaufman
much
was
of
a massive manic depressant.
Yeah, and how much of a mad bastard he was when he wasn't having a manic or depressive episode.
And it fucked him up.
So
shit.
He had a Hollywood break for nearly 15 years, I think.
Yeah, until Kick-Ass 2.
Yeah.
And then he fell out with Kick-Ass 2 because he didn't want his character to be so violent.
That's right, yeah.
After he'd filmed it.
After he'd filmed it, it's like, what? You filmed it?
Yeah.
He is actually bipolar, though, isn't
nuts.
he? He is bipolar.
Yeah, he started to go down a bit of a conspiracy theory side of things as well, and pulled himself away from that. And
he was almost going. He was almost
McCarthy.
Yeah, he was almost going down the Mel Gibson route of, we don't listen to him anymore. But he never got there. He never got there.
The anti-Semitic.
No, he never got that far. He never got that far.
Alcoholic. Wow.
No, he just got sad. But I seen him in an interview recently, and he looks happier.
I think it's because he's getting to play these kind of madcap roles.
Do you know what I'd honestly love to see him do? I'd love him to reprise his role of Stanley Ipkiss, The Mask.
He said he's
years
not,
later.
Yeah, he said he's not opposed to going back to older stuff like that.
I don't need another Ace Ventura, but Stanley Ipkiss, one of my favourite roles.
Ventura, but I think Stanley Ipkiss, you could do like he just 30 years later, like he's walking.
The mask turns up.
Yeah, he's walking on the beach and the mask arrives again.
Yeah.
Could you follow up the Truman show?
No, that was
that story.
What happened to him after?
I don't care.
No.
I don't want to know.
I think that film ended perfectly.
That'd be a sad film if you just found out.
Yeah, it was, but I think his
world
performance in that was outstanding.
Shit. No, it was. Don't get me wrong; it's an incredible film. But that moment where he kind of walks
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Yeah, where he walks through the door.
Yeah.
You don't need to see because you need Truman's journey as he's leaving the studio.
Yeah.
You don't. Nothing that happens after that is we should care about.
No. Anyway.
Thought popped into my
let's
head.
move on from Jim Carrey.
The life of Jim Carrey.
Breadbox Angry Curtis said,
Breadbox.
Following on from last week, I finished Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. What a fantastic romp it was. Machine Games nailed the tone to the films, and the puzzles and the exploration was superb. I wasn't as into the combat as others, and I thought the bosses were bad, but those things didn't take away much from the overall experience. I'd love another adventure, but personally I'd like to see them go back to Wolfenstein first.
Yeah, the combat's not like fantastic. It's just really satisfying to punch Nazis.
With fly swatters.
Yeah.
Or guitars. Or frying
He
pans.
does nail the tone so much. I played through the second level, like, blasted through the rest of
You had that great cutscene in Giza, didn't you? Fight.
The fight in Giza, which is just so Indiana Jones. I'm just like, it made me laugh, and I was like, yeah, it's perfect. Like,
Wrong ticket.
Yeah, it's on the lines of that like little quip. Yeah, it's so good.
He goes on to say, I've now started Cyberpunk 2077 on my new gaming PC, which is the first game I'm playing on it.
Nice.
It's a good game.
Very good on PC as well. Honestly, really tempted to rebuy it on PC when it comes up on a Steam sale.
Yeah.
It will. It's CD Projekt. They always jump on sales.
Yeah. Very early though, so I'll have more thoughts next week, but boy, does it look great.
I gave him a bit of advice earlier today as well, and I want him to stick by it. Take your time with Cyberpunk.
I didn't realise he hadn't played it before. I thought he was just getting it for PC to see what it was like.
No, he's not played it at all.
Don't get overwhelmed like I did first time round, where everything was just jumping at you, and I felt like I had to go over it. Don't. Just take your time, do what you want when you want, and that's how the game's better.
To go back to that. I did some Johnny Silverhand
and Fanny
stuff,
Libs, man. Fanny Libs. Fucking
a few of the opening missions after the main opening bit with Jackie.
Yeah.
That's
still one of my favourite openings in any game.
The opening's incredible, and I'm
really glad I waited.
I didn't have any bugs. The worst bug I had was some bushes that were clipping, so I was like, okay, that's fine. But then they were like, okay, a lot of the bugs come later. There's more stuff being added, and there's
no bugs anymore, mate.
So I stopped, but then I just never went back.
They're still updating it as well.
The game's flawless now.
They've Yeah,
I love it.
They've just put some updates out recently, which give you kind of more graphical options and more character customization stuff.
Yeah.
But
penises.
Funny Lives is one of the best DLCs ever made.
I really think that is a example of just don't like present something too early.
Yeah.
They rushed it out. We all know they rushed it out.
If they'd have got that game to the point of it is now, and
10s out of 10s.
Say it came out, I don't know what, by the 2023, that's when it was complete properly like they wanted it to be.
Yeah.
So they should have announced that in like 2021 rather than all the way back in whenever
10
it was.
years earlier.
Yeah, they should.
And that's my fear for The Witcher 4.
But the problem there
because
is
obviously
is it to do with shares and
I think so. Yeah, I think
I
so.
won't be scared of
they
Witcher.
do
I
the
won't be scared of
same
Witcher
thing?
4 either, Biggie, because it's already established.
Yeah.
That's not
No,
the
but
problem.
in the sense of what are they doing with that? Have they learned? Is The Witcher 4 going to be ready exactly like Stiggy says?
Well, The
Would it
Witcher
be
3 wasn't
pretty
ready.
spot on? I know, but we're talking about
They've also,
an issue first off and then a massive issue after that.
but
So will it be ready this time?
they've also moved off their proprietary Red engine as well for Witcher 4. They've gone to Unreal, so it should be a smoother development process.
Yeah,
I think it was just-
I definitely think that lessons have been learned, and I think it was just such a good example of a company not giving up on their game either.
There's
because-
two games.
But it wasn't just, don't forget, it wasn't just that. Sony forced them to give refunds.
Yeah,
took
but
it off
the
its
thing,
store.
the thing
That's
is,
how
there's
bad
two,
it was.
there's two success stories from two diabolical games on the launch. It's that, it's No Man's Sky. Those two have just
Yeah.
flipped the script, and if they got re-reviewed again now, they're 10 out of 10 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't
Unreal.
erase the original reviews.
you
So,
can't
and
erase it.
I don't want gaming companies to start using those as examples. As we'll just get out as quick as we can. We'll fix it. We'll fix it later.
I agree.
The announcing
Enjoy it,
too
Kurt.
early, announcing stuff too early is a problem because like the Elder Scrolls 6, it came out. I think it was a few weeks ago. The time between Skyrim and when Elder Scrolls 6 was announced is now the same distance as when Elder Scrolls 6 was announced, and now.
Yeah.
That was
Like-
purely for the sake of filling up their Easter
Get-
thing. They had the whole show they had a show to themselves. They didn't need it. They had to put something. Everyone knows that they were going to be doing Elder Scrolls.
They
6
needed a
after
reason to
stuff.
have Andrew WK there.
Yeah, exactly.
Where it was also because that was the one where they announced Starfield, but their announcement of Starfield was
Just the
a
logo.
it was the logo, picture of the stars, and like a hint of a space station, and that was it.
Yeah, and Candy got that watch. Remember the watch?
Didn't
Candice
worry.
doesn't remember the
She
watch. She
probably
doesn't
got
wear
lost
it.
in the move.
Oh, I think it's up there. I think it's up there somewhere. It might be. I don't know.
Oh, just
anyway,
just
doesn't matter.
conveniently out of the way of the camera.
Yeah, so it's up there. It's up there.
Anyway, to finish off with Kurt, he says, also like to thank Gadget for the keyboard he recommended me. You're welcome. I always thought keyboards were all the same, but how wrong I was. It's a genuine pleasure to type on this thing. Yeah, mechanical keyboards, man.
Yeah, I just treated myself to one as well.
They're
Looks
annoying
like an
if you're in an
alien.
office and only one person's got a mechanical keyboard, though.
I'm that
Not
person.
fucking much.
I'm that person.
Like, fucking shut up.
I also wanted to shout out a YouTube channel I watch called Fastminer, who specialises in racing games. He recently put out a huge 4-hour video analysis of the whole history of Need for Speed, which I've been slowly working through, and it's fantastic.
Jesus Christ, that must
Really
be
nails what made each entry good or not so good.
That sounds dull. I like racing games, but I'm not interested in the analysis of them.
To be fair, I tend to
I
have,
know,
like,
I know. Kurt is a racer at heart. That man loves to drive.
I tend to have like video essays on in the background, like when I'm in between podcasts.
Yeah,
I really liked the Need for Speed games when I was a kid. I might put that on.
I did. Underground 2 was one of my favourite games of all time.
No,
It was in my
fuck
top
off!
10
No,
for a long
fuck off! I'm
time.
talking like the actual Need for Speed on the 486 PC that I had.
Oh, fuck that. I'm not a nerd.
I had when I was working Friday, I had a 6-hour the extended Lord of the Rings trilogy heavy spoilers YouTube video.
Fuck
the guy deep
Just
dive
read the
into
book,
that
man.
He was just taking excerpts from the book, going, "Now this is in the movie. If you didn't realise,
Just
this
read the fucking book.
Okay, now that's
I
a
was
bit much
like,
even for me.
that's superb. It was great. I was well chuffed listening to that.
I did what was Joseph Anderson's 6-hour Witcher 2 retrospective, but I'm not fucking doing that. I've read the books, I've seen the films.
He talked about the movies. It was great.
Stig, we work
Like,
with fucking
and he-
nerds, mate.
and he
Absolute
brought up
nerds.
trivia. I don't know if you know, but when Aragorn kicks that helmet and how
Fucking hell! Is that the?
That just reminded me of a joke I saw on TikTok in the comments the other day. It was a scene from Green Book when they're in the car and he's going to Mahershala Ali's character saying how he says, "I'm blacker than you. You know, I know this, and I know that you don't even know anything." So just put in the comment, I bet none of you knew that when he put his foot on the brake, that it actually broke his foot.
That's such a niche joke.
Yeah, I probably laughed at that.
That's brilliant. Oh,
But
God.
yeah, that's our feedback for this week, just the two of them.
Excellent. As always, links to all our extracurricular activities are in the show notes, and you can find us on Blue Sky. You can find us in his Discord. Fill up his Discord, for fuck's sake. You've been quiet lately.
Yeah,
Not
they've been
fair.
really quiet. I don't like it. It usually
Why
means
are you
trouble's
all
brewing.
outside?
Ugh.
Get back indoors. Safe. It's safe. Get on the Discord. Get chatting. There's a link right there. There's someone listening to this now, and I'm talking to you right now. You've never been in our Discord. You've listened to every episode of this podcast, and you've never been in. You've never seen these wonderful miscreants and all these debates that goes off and all this. They talk about food mainly, and it's boring, so come and talk about something else. Get in. Get in here. I'm
Stop
talking
playing with the
directly to
genitals.
you that's never been in. If you don't know what Discord is, it's a little
all
app
my
that you
letterbox
download.
stats that I post. It's wonderful.
Stig's letterbox stat, my God. Oh, it's so good. Get in, please. Also, we'll shut it down. We'll just shut it down on you. Shut it down. Anyway, it's time for Candyland.
And now, what's up in Candyland?
I had a theory. I was so you've got the new PlayStation 30th anniversary things. I've got mine set to the PS4, and I'm going to drop a link in the chat. PS4. Going to drop a link in the chat now, just so you can remind yourselves of this little bit of music. Just close your eyes and take yourself off for a second. And Gadget, you're going to have to put this in the edit. I'm very sorry, but you'll know what it is.
Oh, yes.
Just that nice chill. So what I'm talking about is the home screen music.
Fuck, loads of pop-ups have come up now.
Sorry.
Fuck's sake.
And I was just chilling and I was drifting off. And I was listening to that and I was like, I've had an epiphany. I think
Okay.
Oh, God.
when we die and we go off floating in space, that's the music that's playing in the background. When you're just you're floating around, you're staring at all these galaxies and nebulas, and
If we die
you haven't got
and
a
we
body.
end up at PlayStation Home, the original PlayStation Home, then I'm done. I can't be bothered anymore.
For eternity, just that music going
Could you
on and
imagine
on.
being in that awful space that was PlayStation Home?
Yeah, but
Oh,
you'd be
God,
playing
what
as a Hellgast in heaven, you biggie. You'd be like, this is heaven. No, I mean, I know what you mean. It's the ethereal nature of it, and you subscribe to the we're all stardust, we're all energies, don't you, Candy? We're all we all go back to the universe.
Yeah.
Sorry to come crashing down. You won't hear shit when you're dead, mate.
No, I still think it's the soundtrack to non-existence.
You might hear the worms crawling into your fucking ears.
If it was a thing, what music would you want to hear? That keep in
Slayer,
mind.
raining blood, constantly.
No, keep in mind this is constant.
Mr. Blobby.
No, like
So
come
you're
on.
essentially asking what your favourite song is.
Not really.
No,
like,
no,
'cause
it's
I'm
not. Soundscape. He's saying
Yeah,
soundscape.
yeah.
It's going to be
Okay,
continuous.
I'm being cremated. Prodigy Firestarter.
But that's like if this is
A
the
song's
kind of
different,
music
isn't
that
it?
you're hearing for eternity as you float in the ether, you don't want something that's just going to drive you insane. Then again, all of it would drive you insane.
I think you'd
Really?
really struggle to find anything that wouldn't drive you insane after
Yeah,
a while.
I do have an answer for this one, and I know Oodles will back me up on this one. 65 Days of Static soundtrack to No Man's Sky.
Oh yeah,
So
that's
good.
cool, man.
It's so good.
The
Because
PlayStation 4 theme for that game had one of their tracks in the
Yes.
background. It
Yeah.
was awesome.
Because
Yeah, it's
the
really good.
65 Days of Static make kind of ambient drone music with like some melody to it, but it's mostly soundscapes and etherealism, with a bit of kind of dirt and edge to it. And if you listen to the soundtrack, they released it on CD, and it's one of the CDs I still have. it's absolutely brilliant. It just you can just lie back and just listen out, and you can just imagine traveling through space to it.
I know what mine would be. I wouldn't have a choice. It'd be Karaiba Nikki, which is the Tetris theme song. Constantly in loop. Really loud in my dead ears.
Just getting faster and faster for all eternity.
Yeah. And I'm just like, fucking hell!
Could I have like a full album and just listen to the Gris album? Can I just have that?
Yeah.
Just
That's what you want,
constant
soundscapes,
repeat.
don't you? You want soundscapes.
I'd say Journey, but then I'd be crying for my afterlife.
Imagine if you're like, oh, this is it. This is the moment where I get to hear what my soundtrack is, and it's the THX fucking loading.
No, it's that.
I did like the Deus Ex.
No, it's that hold music
music
you get
for
on like
Human
doom
Revolution.
doom
That was
doom
good.
doom 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 doom
You just triggered our entire audience over the age of 30.
If that is literally the music you hear for eternity because you're just on hold.
Or what if it's an elevator version of Spanish Flea? Just really low key in your ears. It's so horrible.
Do you think anyone's been cremated to James Brown at all?
I'm sure lots of
Because-
people.
You know when he goes, hey, hey, ah, ooh, ah.
I don't think they have music playing in the crematorium as they're being cremated, mate.
You do? I think
They use it
do.
as
You have it
They
during
do.
the service, but then they
They
like
do it.
take
no, they
the-
do. As
have
as
it.
you're
Yeah,
going
I've been
in.
there.
No, they
Yeah.
have like the music is.
That's not it going into the oven though. That's
No.
just
It is straight into oven.
They have it. They have the last music you get is, and I know this because I literally 2 days ago, as the curtain.
He's
pulls
been
across,
cremated 2 days ago.
Yeah.
As the curtain pulls across, you get like the last music.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
That's
everyone
not
puts
them
their hand
going
on
into
coffin
the
and has a
oven.
little crowd.
My auntie went to Come On Eileen because that was her favourite song. That was her song.
Nice. Nice.
There's something in
Also, one of my favourite pornos.
Yeah. So her closing moment was to Come On Eileen.
Come on.
Leroy.
That's
amazing.
a good way to end this free section of the podcast. What would listeners feed us back? What do you want your soundscape, your deaf soundscape, to be?
What's the longest record? Can you have one of those playing so it's really awkward for everyone?
He
sitting
knows I'm
there?
ending the podcast and he carries
I
on
know.
fucking
It's like annoying
talking.
you. It's annoying, isn't it, when you try to end a podcast
It's
and
delay.
just keep going on.
Are you finished?
Yeah.
Please consider becoming a patron, because then you will get to listen to what we're going to be talking about for the next half hour or so in the green room. I'll be in it this time. Stig's going to be in it. Gadget's going to be in it. Candy's going to be in it. And you're going to be in it, Biggie, if we allow it. If we allow it, bruv. Thanks for listening. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Hey.
Bye.